Doctor.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? Y'all know the deal, man. Like and share, like and share, like and share. So we get this thing out everywhere. There's anywhere in the world you could be, but show you right here with me, the BABG OG. And I appreciate you pull up on me, man. What's going on? Sorry, everybody in the building. I was about to go back and forth with some fuck, but hey. Saved by the bell. Now, I ain't did one of these in a while, man, but hey, y'all know me, man. I am still active. I am a recreational athlete. I play ball. I lift weights. Box recreationally, all these different things. Stay in shape. All right. Again, health is wealth, right? A lot of people be talking a lot of shit, saying a lot. And again, bro, I just hate some people are so dumb and so stupid. But hey, this ain't about me. A couple of different things happened this week. And I didn't put this in here, but I definitely want to say wishing a speedy recovery to Juju Watkins. You never ever want to see somebody get hurt, man, especially in something as big as the NCAA tournament. Shout out to her for a speedy recovery. Everybody was, she was just going viral because her and Jaden, is it Jaden Daniels? I think. I don't know. I don't even know buddy's name, but Jaden, whatever his name is, the quarterback for the Commanders, Rookie of the Year, all that shit, right? And then lo and behold, a couple of days later, man, she, tears ACL. Now, people were pointing out the fact that she was complaining about leg pain and stuff like that. And then the following day, she ruptured the I think it's ACL. I'm pretty sure it's her ACL. But hey, man, like I say, you play this game long enough, bro. Hey, this is why you don't take it for granted. Every play could be your last. Again, really wishing her a speedy recovery. More like I still see her getting drafted extremely, extremely high next year or this year coming up, this draft coming up. Probably not the number one pick now, being that she has the ACL injury. But I can still definitely see her be a lottery pick in the WNBA, and it's well deserved. Now, speaking of WNBA, man, and shout out to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to my man Bryant Turner. Greatly appreciate you, brother, for the 5. will put Asante squarely in the top 10 to 12. He was football's best ball hawk, 06 to 09ish. Prime career wise is comparable to LT 56 or Reggie White. Well, listen, I'm talking about, man. And Brian Turner, we will get into it, man. I want to save that one. So save all this, and I'm gonna definitely drop the link for this for you guys to come up and talk. Is it for sure? For sure, it's set. For sure, it's. Hold on, y'all need to be talking. Hold on, I gotta see this shit. Now that's another thing too, man. I'll talk about this. Look, I don't know why. Bud is Bud, bro. Bud really is a nigga, right? Nebraska, you know how he grew up. Bud's with all the shits, bro. All right. But I'll show y'all the thing that I was listening to, and I was just like, bro, that was so uncalled for. And this is sports, so even if I don't have it in the thumbnail, I'll address it if it come across my mind. I'm glad you brought that up. But come on, Bud, man, don't do that, bro. Errol Spence has been nothing but professional. The dude's been super duper humble. Of course, everybody talk shit working up to a match or whatever. Finally got the match. I mean, you made him wait for I don't know how many years, right? And that's not an excuse. You beat the shit out of buddy. You beat the shit out of Errol. I'm still an Errol Spence fan, man. For all in all, who knows? I don't think Errol is done. I just think, it's a lot of stuff he got going on. He's supposed to have a fight with what's the damn tall ass Mexican name? Start with an S. I just remembered I forgot, but either way, that fell through, and he's supposed to be making his debut at middle versus welter, right? So we're still awaiting that. It remains to be seen. But I think Errol's gonna have a good showing in whatever his next fight may be. You feel me? Or 154 really ain't for him, man. All right. I mean, like bigger guy. I think trying to maintain that weight is a big thing. So moving up with his skill, his I know it's crazy to say now chin, but but still, outside of what's name, man, he had a hell of a chin. I think he'll do something. But man, Bud was like, he don't think he like. Come on, it's the way he said it. And again, making an argument that he can't be a Hall of Famer if he quit today, but saying like the man don't got better scouts on his resume than you do, right? And then in order for you to solidify yourself, Bud, but you had to beat Errol to be able to say what you say. Bud Crawford had to beat Errol Spence and unify the belts. And again, you only had to beat one guy. So even that in itself, Errol had to get 3 of the belts to come find you to get one. And instead of you taking the long road he had to take to beat the guys to get the belt. Now, mind you, you beat Sean Porter, and I forget who you didn't fight Brooke. And I'm trying to remember who he beat the other. Oh, he beat the dude that beat Pacquiao for Pacquiao's belt, right? But either way, your role was a whole lot easier at welter, bro. Come on. You can make that argument as to where, hey, you didn't have to go through as many battles and as many be as tested as well as fucking Errol had to be in order to win 3 belts for you just to hold on to the one forever until he got tired and you finally gave him the fight. So, hey, is what it is. What's the date? We'll see. What's the date? Is it this year? It's got to be this year, right? It's too early to be Cinco de Mayo, or it might be. No, it's too early to be Cinco de Mayo. It's probably got to be late November. I would say the earliest it would be like November time frame. They got a date for it. Let me look it up and see. Did they set the fight? But it don't. It's nothing is saying. I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing that's saying it for sure, but whatever. Oh, they finalizing now. Okay, I'm about to say because I don't see nothing saying it's signed. But hey, it is what it is. But let's get into the we'll go to I guess least to most important. Let me go ahead and drop this link, man, if y'all want to come up. Listen, man. Benavidez never gonna get that fight. And boxing is not gonna make him do it because that's not a money fight. The better any fight with Canelo in it is, of course, a good fight, money wise and pay-per-view wise. But the bigger fight is definitely Crawford versus Canelo, right? But let's get into like the WNBA thing. Give me a second. Fair use, by the way.
Year. I mean, especially just because every year they play that same video of Enrique making that shot, and I'm the one she made it on in the Final Four, so I definitely get to reminisce on that. But just seeing like the madness around and the magic around March Madness is so fun. So it definitely makes me a little bit nostalgic every time I watch. But I'm just here for all the great games, cheering on Huskies the whole time. I'm just here for a good time, honestly.
Nafis, let me ask you this. I want to transition here. You were very vocal about a possible 2026 lockout for the WNBA players amid CBA negotiations. What's your biggest priority with those negotiations?
No one wants a lockout. But I think we have to stand firm in what we think we deserve in this new.
Listen, bro, that's another thing too. I'm glad it's listen. Y'all don't deserve shit more than what you're getting. Okay? For the first time ever, reporters outside of fucking what's name made a way to say that the WNBA lost $40 million last year. This is the WNBA. Listen, everybody at the top of the WNBA needs to be fired. Adam Silver, as the NBA commissioner, needs to be fired. There needs to be a new commissioner. The NBA and the WNBA are both crumbling and failing because they're allowing too much of this woke shit. Okay? They're allowing way too much woke shit, man. Okay? Regardless of what the major supporters or the biggest supporters of the WNBA, still men. Men attend most games. Men buy more tickets. Men. Okay? Women don't give a fuck about basketball. Women don't give a fuck about sports. Women's sports, men's sports in general, women do not support. Okay? Very, very small percentage of women that participate in sports or have sports interests. Okay? Now, you get all this bullshit and y'all hate on Caitlin Clark because she's a white woman, a straight white woman. Y'all, which again, I don't even know why that's got to be a part of it. But again, the WNBA is a lesbian league. So you're trying to push all of this, alternative lifestyle shit and all this extreme shit or whatever through the WNBA and make it more of a fucking, what do you call it? It's a social justice fucking message in a business. This shit is a business, bro. And as long as y'all do this shit, it's never going to make a profit. WNBA made its most money as it ever made in history. And they still lost $40 million last year. Okay? Please force the lockdown. I promise you, nobody's going to miss it. Force the lockdown. The NBA is crumbling and bro, just ratings are going down. Everything sucks. They're trying all this different shit, but I don't want to get ahead and talk about the NBA. I'll say that for that. But the WNBA is its own problem. Caitlin Clark is the face of the league. Face it. If I'm the fucking commissioner of the WNBA, I'm going to say, hey, look here. From here on out, You got anything negative to say publicly about fucking Caitlin Clark, I'm fining you fucking $5,000. Okay? If you're talking shit about Caitlin Clark, you're getting fined. Oh, go public. I don't care. All right? This is a business. This ain't your feelings. This ain't motherfucking none of this other shit. This ain't got nothing to do with like this is business. This is dollars. She is who people want to see. That's what we gonna give them. Okay? And some more bullshit came out to where Isaiah Wilson was making it seem like Nike was just, put her to the back burner for Caitlin Clark. And the whole time she had a motherfucking shoe in production. Just hadn't been released or finalized yet. And she was making it seem like, oh, well, Nike is doing this. Again, Isaiah Wilson, again, respect to her. But, baby, you don't got the draw. You just don't. And if WNBA is ever going to fucking make money, you have to have the draw. You have to have a player that's able to bring and put fucking butts in the seats. In the motherfucking arenas and at home. This is basic motherfucking business, man. Basic business. It ain't even that complicated.
New CBA, the atmosphere of women's sports.
Another thing too, I don't even know how or why they're allowed to do this. That right there, NBA needs to put a stop to that shit too. Listen, you as a fucking WNBA NBA player, bro, they can't go out here and create their own fucking league. You don't think men that amass like $1 billion in fucking salary, all the superstars and motherfucking the NBA, bro, that's billions of dollars in fucking salary, can start their own league. They won't let them. And y'all let the women do the shit? Huh? Y'all let the women build a fucking league to compete with the brand that's no, bro. No, you cannot do that. Now I know they're gonna say, oh, well, they go overseas and whatever. Yeah, you go overseas, that's totally different from the off season. But okay, why the men can't do that shit? And this goes to show you, bro, just how easy the fucking women have it. I don't even know how many games they got in their season. What, 30, 40, probably not even half, 50% of the games that the men have, right? It's only for what, 2.5 months or whatever it is. You feel me? And then in the meantime, between time, y'all build some shit that's supposed to be clear, a spit in the face and say, hey, look, well, if y'all don't pay us, we gonna just play in our own league. Okay, but well, hey, I hope it pays. I hope it's worth it. And y'all, and as much as we got to pay for these arenas and shit, it's on and so forth. Y'all paying for it? Go right ahead. I promise you're gonna go broke before we do.
Sports is changing, and we think we need to get paid accordingly. And so we're definitely going in with that mindset where we don't want that to happen, but we are willing to do what it takes to get what we think we deserve.
How much of a better position do you think you're in now as a collective body to receive what you want, Nafisa, compared to what you may have been, say, a year or 2 years ago?
I think we're in a great position. I mean, as you guys have seen, the sport is just exploding. I mean, you saw it with the viewership in the WNBA last year, with Unrivaled this year. Like, people are tuning in. And so I think we're in a really great position where we have all the leverage as players right now. We have the most leverage we've ever had as WNBA players.
No, you have no leverage whatsoever. And my main message are to be like, hey, listen, it's cool for you to have your little league and everything, but don't associate that with or make comparisons to the WNBA. We will send a cease and desist on that. Okay? We will cease and desist you making any comparisons or likenesses or whatever between your personal motherfucking basketball brand, okay, and the WNBA, your main source of income. Come on, stop it. Exactly. They have no fucking leverage, bro. 2 years ago, no one cared. No one gave a fuck. Last year, and I don't even like the fact that Stephen A asked that question. Come on, we know everything happened for the WNBA last year, bro. Record numbers, and you still lose $40 million. So imagine the money they was losing before Caitlin Clark showed up. Imagine if they lost 40 bands last year, and that was a record year of viewership and everything, right? Imagine the money they was motherfucking missing all the years before that. What up, Brian? What's going on, bro?
Wow, what it do, Ski?
You got it, bro.
Well, first off, shout out to your platform, bro. I love the growth.
Appreciate you.
Not gonna speak too much on the WNBA because my opinions are kind of strong, and that's a little bit too much for tonight. But I'll speak on Deion Sanders and Asante Samuel because it's a conversation me and some other guys were having.
Okay.
And and I'll say this first off, I think people need to understand the greatness of Deion and also the greatness of Asante. A lot of us
Well, yeah,
don't really follow.
say that one, brother. I'm gonna get to that. That's gonna be like the main event. So say that
Oh,
one. Brother.
yeah. I'll say that one. But as far as the WNBA, I'll say this about the WNBA. I do think they've kind of shortchanged Caitlin Clark just a tad bit, and I just believe that, like you mentioned before, the people at the top need to be held accountable.
Yeah, exactly, man. This is just like this is ridiculous. This is some shit that David Stern wouldn't have ever allowed to happen. You're not going to fucking make a brand to compete with us while playing for us, for one, right? That's why your ass is going overseas. The NBA would have been blocking all that shit, just like Ice Cube said they was doing for him in the Big Three. It's like, look, bro.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? This is business.
And what's going on is there's a lot of non-basketball. See, I'm like you. I follow basketball. I follow sports. There's a lot of non-basketball and non-economic people who have a voice and they shouldn't have a voice. It's not about competing with the NBA. It's about making your product the best it could possibly be, where it's at right now. But what's going on is you're seeing a lot of immature and a lot of people who really don't care about the WNBA, but because it's a cool rhetoric, they're trying to make it seem like anybody who's speaking out, not so much against, but anybody speaking logic, they're trying to make it seem like any bit at logic is that word they always use, the M word they always use. That I'm not going to say because it's not a word men should use.
That bullshit, and to the racial aspect of it, to where if you say anything
Right.
positive about Caitlin Clark, you a coon and you hate black women and all this shit. Like, no, bro, I'm a fucking hooper. Okay, she can hoop. She's the fucking main attraction. Get over it. It's got nothing to do with her being white. It's got nothing to do with whatever. She can hoop. And y'all was nobody was saying this, and nobody was complaining. White people weren't complaining when motherfucking Candace Parker was fucking getting buckets and killing shit. They weren't doing the shit with old girl from the Lynx. The other girl from the Leaks, was it Moore? What's the name? Moore?
Maya Moore.
Or like, yeah, bro. So come on, you listen. Stop it. What are we doing here? This is about business. Get your feelings out of it. Like you said, this is fucking what's the name, huh?
Yeah, and I'll come back in because, like I said, I'll come back in. Like I said, the Asante Samuel, Deion Sanders thing. I've had some time to think about it, but I'll come back in whenever y'all talk about it more.
I bet. For sure.
We have to use it to our advantage. Like the time for change is right now, and so we have to take advantage of it.
How much is? I see a lot of you young ladies. You guys signed a 1-year deal, knowing that the CBA was going to be up, and now you started. We were co-founder of Unrivaled. How much do you think having Unrivaled, giving them someplace else to go, also helps you in these negotiations?
I think a lot. Having options is never a bad thing, right?
Listen, bro, this right here, I will make y'all bitches will starve so fast. And I mean that literally and figuratively. Listen, the money it costs you to rent out the arena and do all this shit and so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. I would keep the league locked out until y'all motherfucking ran out of money. Both of them crumble to a fucking crisp. And this is what's wrong with society, man. American society let women get away with shit they would never let women get away with. Men get away with. Ever. Harsh, fucking just ruthless consequences. What are we talking about here? They're telling you, Adam Silver, these women are telling you, hey, we're going to pretty much fucking threaten you to lose money that you're not losing because you're already $40 million in the hole in your best year in the history of the fucking league. 40 million in the hole, and their threat, bro, please, I will beg of you. I was like, hey, man, listen, it's indefinite. And when where's WNBA? Hey, talk to the players. They said all of these things. They've had all of these problems. They have a personal issue and problem with the most popular player by all the numbers, by jersey sales, by viewership. They have a problem with that. So until they can fix it and figure it out and care about the business and the brand, hey, they have Unrivaled. We wish them the best. We wish them the best.
And then also it's going to be really crazy at Unrivaled next year with, I mean, I think it's like 80% of the league is off their contracts. Everyone but rookies are off their contracts. Plus we have 2 new teams, so 2 expansion drafts as well.
Bro, this is like a fucking low-key takeover. The WNBA is saying, hey, look, we're going to make our own league to, you know what I mean? So we're able to make money, which they're not going to be able to make no fucking money, bro. They're not going to be able to make no money. So lock it out, starve them out. The NBA has to do this, bro. Remember, the WNBA is a subsidiary of the NBA. The NBA has carried the WNBA every fucking year. The WNBA has yet to make $1. They've lost millions for over, what is it, 20 years now? However many years it's been. The WNBA has lost millions of dollars since its inception. What are we talking about here?
It's going to be like the Wild West out here. It's going to be crazy. And so the fact that, you know, we are going through these negotiations with really like extreme things that, you know, a lot different than the CBA that we had before. We're asking for a lot more. The fact that we have other options, I think is a great thing.
Ask you this about, so Caitlin Clark obviously has been a hot button topic on the show and took the WNBA by storm last year. Now her team is going to have 41 of their 44 games nationally televised, while the reigning champs, the Liberty, only have 32. Was this a fair move by the W?
I think it's 2 things. I mean, obviously people want to watch Caitlin play, and so you have to put the people on TV that people want to see. But at the same time, like there's stars all over the league, and you want good basketball as well. Obviously, Indiana, especially like with their free agents, they're gonna be a great team. But to not have the defending champs on TV more, I think it's kind of crazy. I mean,
you're dumb. It has nothing to do with you being a woman. You're dumb. First and foremost, they're not playing themselves. So that's 44 national televised games for teams that people don't even want to see that's going to get to be seen played, for one. Okay. 2, if you go back, I don't think being a betting man. Even those years where the Spurs were winning championships, the Spurs never had more fucking nationally televised games than the Lakers. Or back in that time, who would have been coming out the East? The 2000s Lakers time, the Dynasty Lakers team, close to that, Lakers still had the motherfucking most. And then the same thing with the Pistons. When the Pistons won, no one wanted to see the Pistons play basketball. So the Pistons never had the most motherfucking nationally televised games. You know your history. This is what bothers me too about women, bro. Women are so self-centered and so fucking selfish as to where the league that actually makes money doesn't even do the format you're talking about. Being a good team, being even a great team does not equal viewership. Does not people want to watch you. It could be a market, it could be the style of play, it could be the lack of marquee players. As great as Tim Duncan was never a superstar level draw. He was a superstar player. Yes, I'm not saying he didn't have superstar talent, but Tim Duncan was never in the same realm with jersey sales and shoes and all this shit as Shaq, Kobe, even Vince Carter. Much lesser players were more popular than AI than Tim Duncan because they just had more appeal. Professional sports is a business first. It's a business. It's about making money. It's about turning a profit. So for you to not understand the basic fucking like economics and concept of, okay, well, hey, if the Fever get 44 games on fucking nationally televised fucking TV, well, shit, that's those are teams that weren't nobody was gonna watch. And more people are gonna watch now because it's Caitlyn. So what are we talking about? This is just stupid.
It doesn't have to be where you're taking games away from Indiana, but I think you can raise the level of TV games for the other teams as well.
Nobody wants to see that shit. Nobody wants to see it. They did the stat last year once the Fever got bounced out of the fucking playoffs, bro. Viewership cut by 50%. Literally. Once the fucking Fever lost in the playoffs, the playoff fucking viewership cut by 50%. Half. I didn't even know the Liberty won the fucking WNBA. They won the championship and don't care. Nobody cares.
Why is that an issue? I asked this question respectfully, Nafisa, because I remember in the 80s, for example, when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird took the NBA by storm and they were winning championships, competing for championships. But then this dude named Michael Jordan came along. And Michael Jordan came along and he wasn't yet winning championships, but his popularity was so astronomical that the NBA practically marketed everything they could around this guy. So to know that there's an example like that as a shining example to be followed that could benefit the league, particularly down the road, why is that an issue when we've seen that such a marketing plan has worked in the past?
Thank you, Stephen A. Not just Jordan. Shaq had his run. Hell, even AI had a short run before they got too tired of his antics, being too hood, being too urban. Kobe definitely had his run. LeBron had his run. What are we doing? Basketball is a league of stars. Okay? And up until the lockdowns, man, NBA had some great growth, man. Viewership, everything. But all that woke shit they did up until the bubble just cut everything, bro. And it's been downhill ever since. Again, I think David Stern too. So David Stern was alive up until when did David Stern die? Like 2 years ago or 4 years ago? Whenever he died, right? Even though David Stern had turned over commissioner to Adam Silver, right? I know for sure he was still making a lot of the calls and giving him suggestions in certain shit, right? You could literally see the decline and the drop off, bro, once David Stern was gone. Okay. Adam Silver is not the fucking need to be the commissioner for fucking the NBA, bro. No. There are too many other there. Hell, make a former player or a former GM. You got Phil Jackson. You got what? Hell, I would say Pat Riley. Pat Riley a little too ruthless. If you retire. But it's too many people, man, that you could put in. Adam Silver is doing a horrible job. He's running the NBA in the ground. He's destroying the product, bro. He's destroying the brand overall. He died 7 years ago. My bad.
I don't think it's an issue. I do think Caitlyn's a star. And like I said, people want to see her. And we are trying to grow the league. Like, you need to put on TV the players that people want to see. But kind of what I said before, I don't think raising the level of the other teams has to mean bringing down Caitlyn or the Indiana Fever. They should have those amount of games on TV on primetime. But I think other teams should also have more than what they have.
No, they shouldn't. Nobody wants to watch them. Point blank, period. No.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephen A wanted to say something so bad, and they cut him off.
Go Huskies, Nafisa.
Yeah, man, get him out of here, bro. Uncle Phil her ass right on up out of here. What the fuck going on right now? yeah, bro. Nobody try to see this shit. Yeah, man. What's next? Oh, so NBA, right? Well, no, I guess we got to talk about the whole LeBron versus Stephen A. Smith thing. Listen, bro. LeBron James is one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball. Okay? Let me say this. I got to give the preface and the disclaimer. Okay? One of the greatest players that ever touched a basketball. Not the greatest. No. One of the greatest. Okay? If I'm talking skill for skill, pound for pound, whatever, hey, listen. For me, my list would be Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. Y'all know me. As good as Kobe isn't better. He never was better than Michael Jordan. Just wasn't. Michael Jordan in his prime and Kobe Bryant pretty much making tweaks and things to quote unquote perfect Jordan's thing. He still didn't perfect it because Kobe didn't have the efficiency that Jordan had. This is facts. And again, motherfucker, you can't talk shit to me about Kobe. So before you use that, like, nigga, listen, 824 is there for a reason. I'm a Kobe fucking ologist, right? So when you look at everything, right? Looking at the defense that Jordan had to play against, right? The teams he played against, all the different things, so on and so forth, is just not by a lot, but Jordan is definitely better than Kobe. Yeah, if you do 1A, 1B, I'm with that. If you don't want to say 1 and 2, I wouldn't argue against that. But saying that Kobe's over Jordan, bro, I hate to say it, you don't know basketball. That's the only thing I can say. You don't know basketball. If you're saying that Bryant is better than Michael Jordan, even like you said, from the just starting for the, you know what I mean, the rookie year, the earlier years. Now, you can make the argument that, well, Kobe didn't get to play. Well, when Kobe did get to play, he wasn't doing anything that Jordan was doing. He wasn't. All right. But LeBron James, hell of a basketball player. LeBron James, horrible fucking human being, bro. There, I said it. Okay? Horrible asshole. I don't know if you're a lot of things that people forgot about. And again, most of these bronze sexuals, bro, they don't know the history. They switch teams every time he switched teams, and LeBron getting ready to switch teams this year because they talking about he didn't say he's gonna retire, but he said he's gonna decline the extension or whatever, right? So do I think he's gonna stay with the Lakers? Especially if they don't win, more likely than not, they don't win this year. And I'm not rooting against my team, but we just don't have no defense, bro. And then again, all this shit sounds good and looks good, regular season, but people don't understand how much the game changes when you get the game plan for a specific team for 7 games. Okay, and it's out the West. All right, it's some monsters out there, bro. So again, I making it out the first round, 4 and 5. Them look right now, they'd be playing I think Memphis. I can see them beating Memphis, not a problem. Still the end of, I think didn't Memphis just fire their fucking coach? Memphis just fired their coach, like what, 2 weeks away from the fucking playoffs? Crazy. But anyway, definitely gonna beat Memphis, but whoever they get in the second round, bro, it's gonna be tough. That's all I'm saying. Whoever they got to see in the second round would be the 4 or 5 seed will meet the 1 seed. OKC. Yeah, man. The way SGA playing and the way that team's being coached, bro, on both sides of the ball, it's just gonna be really, really tough. Extremely tough, bro. Still go Lakers. I know it. But yeah, man, all the stuff that LeBron said, from shitting on Brian Windhorst to, saying that Giannis would score 250 points in a game in the 70s when Wilt Chamberlain played in the fucking 70s. Okay, when Lou Alcindor played in the 70s. Stop it, bro. Stop, man. This is the part that we saying where, bro, you got to respect the game. This is why Jordan refused to say, hey, he's the GOAT or call himself the GOAT. Because like he said, and he says it every time, hey, it will be disrespectful for me to say that I'm the greatest player of all time, knowing that, players before me, did what they did. And without them, there'll be no me. Him calling himself the GOAT. And now, so he don't, now he putting like, and Giannis is a beast. But look, bro, Giannis is not. Come on, bro. Stop it. people that really don't know, like I said, even though Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game is, very, very questionable at this point, at this juncture, extremely questionable. Giannis Antetokounmpo is nowhere near. Okay, I mean this. I say this with all my heart. I will bet my life, my house, everything. Anybody that will make the argument that fucking Giannis Antetokounmpo was better than Wilt Chamberlain or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you're fucking insane. You don't know shit about basketball. Okay? You don't know nothing about basketball. If you think that Giannis Antetokounmpo is in the same league with fucking, again, Lou Alcindor, not even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar yet. Lou Alcindor and fucking and Wilt Chamberlain, bro. Stop it. What are we doing? Come on, bro. Jesus. But yeah, man, that's the whole LeBron piece and him going back and forth with Stephen A. Stephen A. talking about he would have swung up. Stephen A. Stop it. Stephen A. You listen, brother. The last thing you gonna do is swing on LeBron James, brother. In public too. Come on, man. That's the New York. That's the New Yorker in you, son. Word life, B. Word the mother. Stop it, bro. That's a lot of nigga. Pause. 6'8", 275, 5% body fat, maybe 8% at this time, definitely 10% or less body fat. Stephen A., you don't want no motherfucking problem, bro. All right? That's three of you, Stephen A. You're not finna swing on LeBron, bro. Come on, bro. You're not finna do that. That'll be like me saying I swing on John Jones. No, I'm not. Yes, Mr. Jones. Listen, call me a bitch, call me whatever, nigga. That's John Jones. That's an L you're gonna take. Is that listen? Hey, Jay Reese, did I lie though? I said pause. Did I missed the pause? I'm gonna say pause. But LeBron James is a lot of nigga, bro. That's a lot of nigga. Nah, with John Jones, shit. LeBron, I'll take my chances. John Jones, nigga, I'm laying it down. Whatever you say, Mr. Jones. Shaq told y'all that shit. Hell, Shaq ain't even trying to, bro. Listen, none of that shit matter to John Jones, man. But yeah, that's the whole piece with the whole Stephen A. LeBron thing, man. I'm not even gonna pay that footage because bro, it's wild, bro. But a lot of stuff that Stephen A. said is true. LeBron James has been one of the most motherfucking narcissistic, self-centered, and a big reason and problem as to why the NBA has declined. Sorry. Well, now I'm saying a big reason, a substantial part. Bro, everybody likes to make the argument about, hey, super teams existed before LeBron, all these different things. Yeah, you're right. But making it popular and making it like the thing to do, LeBron did that. Just to beat certain teams because you couldn't figure it out. LeBron did that. Everybody followed suit after the fact. I'm taking my talents to South Beach. Then you can't get what you wanted to get down in Miami, so you leave. You miraculously bring the chip back to the land with questionable fucking ejection of Andrew Bogut broke his arm, or I think Andrew Bogut broke his arm. Then game 5, they hit Draymond Green in the pivotal fucking what's the name, bro, with a after the fact 1 game suspension in the finals for a missed swing at some nuts. I'm just saying. And Kyrie Irving hits one of the greatest shots in finals history. Okay. Kyrie Irving is one of the greatest clutch shots in NBA finals history. Just saying, man. And then you leave from that and you come to LA, bubble chip. You force AD into LA. And now you claim you didn't know that I had no idea about the trade for Luka. And they say one of the Morris twins exposed that lie. LeBron, bro, is just like this, like the nigga too cool to be that like corny. You feel me? To be that passive aggressive. You're LeBron James, bro. Whatever you do, motherfuckers go understand it. You got the power, you got the thing. Stop acting like you don't got your hand in everything, though. That's what's so aggravating. But T. Lee, that's what I'm saying. LeBron made it okay. So that's my thing for people talking shit about KD. LeBron did the same thing. LeBron did the same shit. And as of now, I mean, well, no. Nah. LeBron did the same shit, right? I don't have D Wade above I don't have him above Steph or KD, either or. But still, he made it okay. But let's move on to this one, man. Listen, this right here is about to be the greatest non-MVP winner MVP season. Bro, and shout out to Shy, man. Shout out to Shy, Gilgeous Alexander. That brother right there is hooping. All right, leading the league in points. The best motherfucking guard in the game. Point or shooting guard, either or. Clearly, by far. Yes, I'm saying he's better than Steph right now. And that would be the only person I think you'd even argue that he couldn't be better than, right? Trying to think of somebody else. Yeah, he's better than Ant too. He's better than Ant-Man. Yeah. That's probably the only two people you could argue that would be better than Shy. Okay, or Shay. Ja's not even close. Stop playing. Ja Morant's not close to fucking SGA, bro. Come on, stop it. See, y'all go with the bullshit. Stop it. No way, shape, form, or fashion, bro. Stop. Yo, what up? Sports, bro. Sports. We on the NBA right now. Now, listen, bro. The shit that Jokic is doing, Jokic is going to be the first center post speaking of shit, I think Wilt Chamberlain did Wilt Chamberlain average a triple-double for a season? Yeah, we'll see you smoking dope, brother. Definitely smoking that. Smoking some substance, brother. Kyrie is not better than Steph. He has better handles than Steph, but a better player than Steph. You're crazy. No. Kyrie's handle level is not as far away from Steph as people like to make it seem. Steph got a hell of a fucking bag handle, bro. And Steph can score in more ways than fucking Kyrie. Kyrie is ISO. Kyrie's not running off no screens. Kyrie is ISO motherfucking. Steph can do both. Yeah, bro. You wilding. Definitely wilding, bro. Bro, hey man, click the link, man. Hit the link. We definitely discuss it. Because listen, as good as SGA is, bro, this is a historical season. And what sets the precedence for Jokic being able being able to win was when they gave Westbrook the MVP for even while being the AC because he averaged a triple-double. Jokic came close every other year, but this year he's finally gonna fucking do it. And the numbers he's putting up has been better than all the rest of his other fucking MVP seasons. He's not the number one team in the league, but top 3 in the what's name, and most importantly, the dude is like top 3 in like 4 different categories: points, rebounds, assists.
Giannis out to the Kupo. Now the Nuggets have it. Porter snap it to Jokic. Jokic out. And Bryant with a miss, but Jokic.
It's right here, like I said.
You got to get him to get that run.
This, and like I said, this is such an important game, and it's why this 30th triple-double of the season, this is why this is so big, pause, is because this is against a contender. Now, up until I think this was like 2 days ago, so Dame was shut down because Dame has a blood clot. Again, speedy recovery to Dame too, Dame Lillard. Hope that brother gets everything, everything's good with him. But even without Dame, just with Giannis alone, it's still a strong ass team. You feel me? And I'm pretty sure they'll pick somebody up, just or whatever, to try and fill that void or whatever in the playoffs, right? But putting up these numbers against Giannis and Brook Lopez, okay?
Jokic, dump it off. Christian Brown not free. Jokic should score this one easily. He does.
That was definitely 3 seconds. Yeah, that was definitely 3 seconds. Jokic, they let that motherfucker count on that one. I think this is the pass, right? Yeah, this is the pass right here, I think. Well, so hold on.
2 for 4 now for three-point land. Nuggets by 3, final 16 seconds. Had a great first half. Give it back to Jokic. Jokic on the pump fake.
Listen, bro. Hey, Jokic is one of the best passers ever and the best passing center ever, hands down. Okay? Now, Dub Will, you don't get blocked, brother. Dub Will, let's not go too far. Now you own that Potter, brother. Steph couldn't guard a motherfucking statue. That's how Kyrie and LeBron got that ring. Steph couldn't guard. Come on, stop it. But listen, saying he got robbed last year, and what last year was Embiid, right? Embiid won last year, correct? Only thing, bro, y'all, I'm not finna do this with y'all, man. All of you crazy motherfuckers talking about that Curry is better than Kobe, please click this link so you can get cooked. Jesus Christ, man. Kobe Bryant is the most disrespected fucking GOAT level player ever, bro. Jesus, the Kobe disrespect never stops.
And over the shoulder. Oh, they're going to give him 2 shots. Joker tried to, and we said this a while ago. Spin it up and in. Jamal Murray.
And to be honest with you, I cannot wait to see, by all intents and purposes, what I'm looking at. I'm again, shout out to the Lakers, but I am predicting a OKC and Denver Western Conference Finals, and that's why I'm pretty sure Denver's going back to the finals this year, bro. All right. Lakers are my team, but looking at the eyeball test and the chemistry and all these different things and so on and so forth, and knowing what that coach can do, in a series, yeah, man, I think it's going to be a really, really good Western Conference Finals as usual. And as far as the East goes, now that what's the name down, I don't see anyone beating the Celtics to go back to the finals. I see the Celtics going back. I'm trying to think. With Dame out, Milwaukee's not they're not a contender. Indy is too streaky. They don't have what it takes to beat the Celtics in 7 games. Orlando's too young, still developing. They're not going to do it. New York. Now, New York is interesting, but so Thibodeau is going to be really, really good on the defensive aspect of it, but so are the Celtics. So I think Celtics versus the Knicks will be the unless they, well, it should be probably. Let me see what the standing is. Let's see what the Knicks are. Yeah, so the Knicks are 2-3. So they would meet actually in the second round, not in the finals. And the Cavs, do I think the Cavs are gonna come out, bro? Again, when it gets down to the scheming, I think the Cavs are gonna lose to the Celtics. So I got the Celtics beating the Knicks in the second round, and then it's gonna be the Cavs and Celtics in the finals, Eastern Conference Finals, and I got the Celtics beating the Cavs probably in 7. I just don't think, like I said, when that shit's not gonna transition the same when it comes to the playoffs. We've seen that with plenty of times. We've seen it with LeBron, the 2 seasons where Mike Brown was the coach. The Cavs had the best records back to back, and they didn't go to the finals either of those years. That's why they ended up firing Mike Brown. The first year was the Celtics, and then the next year was Dwight Howard in Orlando. Atlanta did the same thing when they lost to LeBron when he went back to Cleveland. Atlanta had like the best motherfucking record, like crazy. People, and I kept telling everybody, like, bro, that shit's counterfeit. That shit is just regular season shit. Oh, well, they play real good. Listen, once they motherfucking get to the East Conference Final, the Atlanta Hawks are not going to the fucking NBA Finals, bro. Not going to the NBA Finals. Listen, he's gonna be a monster until again he has to he has to motherfucking play, bro. 7 in a series. It's not gonna be the same. I'm telling you. Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
Murray around the screen. He's got some room. Back to Jokic. Jokic in the lane. Little hook shot is good.
And what's so crazy about Jokic, man, and what's so beautiful about Jokic's game, he does everything, bro. Everything. 5 fucking level scorer, bro. Fuck 4 levels, nigga. 5. Everything. He's deceptively quick for his size. You think no center can stay in front of him, right? If you switch off and you put the smaller man on, he's gonna put him in the post. He can shoot the jump shot. He can hit a 3. He can post from either side. He can pass, like cut, all that shit. The dude is just like, again, man, it's hands down. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA. No question about it. There's no slight to fucking SGA. SGA is a monster. But all the shit that Jokic does, and that's what I'm saying, bro, there's no way Jokic can't be the most valuable player in the NBA. He's doing too much. Can Shea score? Yeah, of course. Shea can put buckets up. Shea can't pass like Jokic. Shea can't rebound like Jokic. Shea's not that much of a defensive threat like Jokic. It's just so many things that Jokic does, bro. And what makes it so bad, again, the man already won, what is it, 2? What? Jokic's got 2 or 3 MVPs. Yeah, Dub will. That's what I'm saying. Dub, no weakness. I don't. What you talking about? They ain't got no bench. You still got Westbrook coming off the bench. It's the remainder to be seen what's gonna happen when you get in the playoffs. But Westbrook has been having a solid motherfucking, really solid season. Ant-Man motherfucking going off. It happens, bro. It happens. Good teams lose series, man. Outside of fucking the Bulls, listen, there have been teams that were pretty much locked to fucking win it. Well, outside of the Bulls who didn't lose in the finals, right? Bro, everybody had Miami beating the shit out of Dallas. What happened? Dallas came back and won. That's the finals. So to say that you can't understand a 7-game series to where, hey, you got this young motherfucking player and the whole team locks in and comes back from a crazy ass deficit, that's not just out of the, you know what I mean, out of reality, bro. Yeah, I wouldn't do that though. But that's what I'm saying. And again, if he gets it, I'm not saying he's not deserving. Let me be clear. I'm not saying there's no way that, saying SGA should be the MVP is a ridiculous thing. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the numbers that Jokic is putting up, we won't see this again unless he does it from a center. Jokic is a center. All right. Remember, they tried to get rid of those. For a while, bro, they really wasn't no centers. After that Dwight Howard run for real, bro, everybody was doing small ball. The center was in there, was optional. You had a lot of motherfucking forwards, you know what I mean, power forwards that became centers because everybody wanted up-tempo shit. Everybody wanted to run the ball. Everybody wanted to run a gun. Everybody wanted to fucking run and shoot. Jokic is a true center, bro. And he can literally do anything and everything on the court. He can pass. Oh, let me forget. Jokic is, I think he say, hold up. Let me see something. I think he's top, what's the name, in steals too. Hold on. Hold on. Let me take this one down. Share all this shit. All right. So, shit, I can see. There we go. Oh, shit. So, points per game, Shai is, of course, number 1. Jokic is number 3. Rebounds per game, Jokic is number 3. Assists per game, Jokic is number 2. The only two players are in fucking double digits. Okay. Steals per game, Jokic is number 2. So again, to be number 3, well, actually they tied. So he's tied for number 2 in rebounds and number 2 in steals. Bro, again, do you know how listen, come on, man. What are we doing here? Top 3 in points per game. Top 3 in points per game, assists, rebounds per game, assists per game, and steals per game. Bro, you come on, bro. I don't even know if LeBron has done that. I don't think LeBron has been top 3 in those many stats. As a matter of fact, I know he hadn't because he's never been top 3 in rebounds. I think LeBron's best rebounding season might have been 9 something, not 10. I don't think LeBron's ever averaged 10 rebounds a season. And he played during the Kevin Love era and Kevin Love, Clippers, DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Howard. Trying to remember all the rebound leaders like during LeBron's run. Hell, Shaq. You had he was still the Mutombo, because Mutombo, well, no, it was before. Nah, Mutombo was a rebound leader no more by that time when he got to the Rockets or whatever. Yeah, LeBron's never been top 3 in rebounds. Assists, possibly, even though I don't think it was assists. I don't think LeBron ever had a 10 assist season either. But you get what I'm saying, man. To see all the stats, literally a stat stuffer, bro. That's crazy. This season right here, bro, is going to be hard for us to see ever again in our lifetime. Russell Westbrook was brought to Denver to let Jamal Murray play off the ball so he can help Jokic score. It's not working like they thought. Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon are not. Are you saying are not or not second option? What do you mean? Well, that's Mike Davis. I don't agree with that because they haven't played them two together for the most part. Like Russ came off the bench. So if Russ came off the bench, why would he what you're saying don't make sense? Russ is the backup point guard. He's not the starting point guard, or he wasn't really a 2. They tried the 2 shit for a little minute and that didn't work. The Denver's thing has always been length. Pause. So like I said, bro, you got Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., and Aaron Gordon, bro. That's a lot of fucking length. And then you got Braun now. That's another lengthy defender. And the other guy, I forget his name, but the like Their whole thing is length. So, yeah, no, you don't want Westbrook out there being what's his name? No, Calvin Dickinson, no. Embiid was always overhyped. And I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying he's bad, but Embiid was never nowhere close to Jokic, bro. He was too injury prone. He didn't take his fucking fitness or any of that shit serious. And it's just too much, man. Too much downside. Artifacts, brother, if it weren't my team, I would bet against you. If the Lakers were my team, I would bet money. But that's my team, so I can't bet against my team too, brother. Hopefully so. Hey, I will be pleasantly surprised if they do. But at the same time, I don't like the Luka move, bro. I just don't. I think again, Luka is the Euro version of LeBron. Luka does not want to be coached. Luka does not want to play set offense, real motherfucking run play basketball. Luka wants to ISO. Luka wants to screen and you to clear out the fucking way. And he has the talent to do so. But again, bro, LeBron has been the only person that can prove that that's winning basketball. And he did it for real, like, you know what I mean? One time. That shit down in Miami was structured. That was the system. Everything after that, that's why he got up out of there too. Allegedly, and apparently, LeBron tried to get Spoelstra fired after their second loss to the not second loss, but their loss to the Spurs. And Pat Riley was like, no. Spoelstra is the coach that everybody swears Doc Rivers is. Spoelstra is a great coach. I just think he hasn't had the fucking roster. Now, Jimmy Butler and the shit that happened 2-3 seasons ago, and then I think Jimmy got injured, right? But when they lost to Denver, playing all the way up into that and shit though, great basketball, man. They just ran into again an all-time great team. You feel me? No matter how great you coach, bro, if the other team is much better than you and they have the fucking what's name, bro, that's another big problem with Miami too. Miami having I can't think of the boy name. I hate this shit, man. What's the center for Miami? Bam, Bam Abadé, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, so Bam was just, bro. Bam, they put Bam in a blender, bro. What the fuck is Bam gonna do with fucking Nikola Jokic? He's undersized. He just couldn't do. Bro, he's not gonna do nothing with Jokic, dog. They need to have Bam at the 4, but you know what I'm saying? They never went and got a fucking center. So that's gonna be really, really tough, man, for you to come up out of that, regardless of all the coaching. But Eric Spoelstra is a great coach. And Pat Riley pretty much didn't let LeBron bully him, man. Now everybody want to talk shit about Pat Riley being a little too strict, too old school, or whatever. I can understand that too at the same time. But at the same time, man, listen. Hey, you did what you're supposed to do for my franchise. You brought 2 championships here. We got championships. Cool, fine. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to leave, leave. I'm not gonna let you run the motherfucking organization. You're a player. Hell, they didn't let Jordan do that. Everybody forgets Jordan retired for good. Well, not for good, but the second time around, because fucking Jerry Krause said, hey, no matter what, Phil Jackson will not be back. Well, shit, if Phil Jackson won't be back, neither will I. You don't understand how much fucking pull Michael Jordan had? Michael Jordan was the fucking NBA, bro. And Michael Jordan couldn't force and do all the bullshit that what's the name did, bro. And like I said, LeBron, the GM, bro, has just had way too much reign for too much long, though. Well, no, the same thing. Well, no, I don't think. Listen, I understand it, but too, like, look, bro, you got to understand who you're dealing with. That's some shit I really learned from the military too. A lot of times, man, you want people to change. It's just that's who they are. They're not gonna change. Pat Riley is an old school NBA fucking coach, GM. Hey, this is my way. This motherfucker told Wade, and again, no disrespect to D Wade, man. D Wade, again, I got D Wade as the third greatest shooting guard of all time. Okay. Offensively, defensively, everybody want to talk this shit about fucking what's name. He's not even close, bro. Like I don't even have what's name's not even top 5. Everybody talking about James Harden's like number 3. Get the fuck out of here, bro. James Harden's not better than motherfucking D Wade. He's not better than Clyde. He's one-sided. And all his scoring was counterfeit as fuck. Okay. Foul baiting, trying to get fucking fouls and doing and going having more fucking points from the free throw line than the field, bro. That's a disgrace. I don't even know how you can respect that as a hooper. Well, niggas not even really trying to get the shot. He's trying to get fouled so he can make easier shots at the fucking get. You know what I mean? Don't get me started. But yeah. D Wade tried the same shit, man. D Wade tried the same shit, and it's like, hey, man, listen, bro, we done gave you money. You're on the decline. You can't stay healthy. Like, bro, I'm not about to, we not the Lakers. The Lakers could afford. Let me say this too. Somebody else that fucked the game over everybody else was the deal that like Kobe and I'll say Dirk got, right? Those two players for their franchises that got pretty much, retirement packages on their last things, even though they were clearly out. But you got to think of what they did, bro. Single-handedly, Dirk bringing the only motherfucking championship in franchise history, right? And being the greatest motherfucking Maverick of all time, right? Making that shit relevant, okay? And then, of course, Kobe being one of the greatest players of all time, one of the greatest Lakers of all time, one of the biggest draws, and all the money he brought you in championships and everything. Bro, that's money well spent. D Wade wasn't Kobe or Dirk, bro. He just wasn't. He was trying to get that money instead of just taking the deal that he was given. And what make it so bad, and I can understand that, from a pride standpoint or whatever, and like what I did for this franchise. But at the same time, just think it had D Wade not did that shit, and now, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. Who I got between D Wade and KD? Stop playing with me. KD. It's not even close. What are you talking about? Smitty, what up, fam? Are you serious? No, yeah. I would say I didn't even think about AI. I mean, I would like I said, AI. I'm not putting him in front of if I gotta think about it, he'd be like number 6. I'm not putting him in front of Ray Allen either. Everybody forget that Ray Allen was a franchise player, bro, before he went to the Celtics. Ray Allen was the fucking the guy for fucking the Bucks, early Ray Allen, and then he was the guy for the Sonics before the Sonics, turned into OKC, like before they, before they dismantled. So yeah, I'm not, and he got no hardware, bro. He got points, he's scoring, but like I said, I take a lot of points off for the bullshit he pulled for those 2 seasons. Well, it's not just the points, and stats are important. Chill out. Stats are important, bro. But KD's game is so beautiful, bro. If you a hooper, you understand it. Like the shit that KD does just so effortlessly, bro. And the shit is like, it's just seamless. It's literally art. KD is another that can do everything, bro. Offensively, KD can do everything. And like I said, the best thing that ever happened to KD was going to Golden State, right? Because that motherfucker perfected the mid post, bro. He was good before, but bro, look at KD's post game. Okay, from free throw, elbow to anything, like, oh my God, flawless. You're not blocking his shot, and Kobe even explained it to you, like, bro, his release is so high, the shit is efficient. I mean, and he's a toe away from possibly going to the finals that one year with the fucking what's name. Who knows? King Picks, let me go ahead and help you out, brother. Hold up, let me make sure so it's not indefinite. Yeah, let me get you out of here. Let me go ahead and there we go. King Picks, hold that, brother. All right. Hold that. I am done with this Kobe slander. Brother, I'm done, brother. Hold that, brother. They had 8 minutes. I would have gave you 8, but yeah, they only got 10, brother. So I give you 10, brother. Go ahead and hold that. Big Dog Athletic, why you bullshitting? Listen, if he wanted to fucking make his career right, and especially the way that OKC is playing now, and if I don't know what his contract, how many years he got left on that contract? If he got that money, they're not gonna be able to afford him. Is this the end of his contract? Let me look up. Hold up, KD's contract. My bad, y'all. Y'all know I'm a hooper, so the little football shit can wait. I'm gonna get to it though. Let's see. Yeah, so he got one more year next year. 25-26 season for $54 million. Yeah, what's the name can't afford him. And they don't want to have to give up nothing to get KD to bring him back. And to be honest with you, I don't think that franchise wants him to come back with what he did. I think it left a sour taste in his mouth. But if they lose this year, listen, I'll say this. If they lose this year, bro, if I'm fucking OKC, I'm definitely entertaining it. If they don't make it to the finals this year, if I'm OKC, I am definitely fucking entertaining that shit. Definitely, without a doubt. KD and Phoenix was a nightmare, bro. When they brought in, and again, shout out to Bradley Beal. Once they brought Bradley Beal in as like the third option, I already knew it was over with. That was never gonna work. What you talking about? He almost made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. KD in Brooklyn was in the Eastern. Well, he always made it to the finals. He was in the Eastern Conference Finals. What are you talking about? I'm pretty sure that game against what's name was that the. I'm pretty sure that was the Eastern Conference Finals, bro. Positive it was. Well, no. Let's not go too far. Devin Booker is definitely not bullshit, and I wouldn't call Beal bullshit either. I just think Beal isn't a good fit for that team. You feel me? You sure it was the semis? Well, even if it. I ain't gonna argue. You said it was the semis. I thought it was Eastern Conference Finals. Shout out to Calvin Dickinson for the 5. Greatly appreciate you, brother. Fantastic, like Magic, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. Who's the new face of the league and who truly wants to be it? So who's the face of the league right now? Face of the league right now: Jokic, SGA, Luka, still Giannis. Who am I missing? For some reason, surprisingly, the person who name should really be up there, but it's not. It should be Jason Tatum. But for whatever reason, Jason Tatum just don't have that draw, man. I don't know what it's about him or whatever as to where but Jason Tatum should be fucking definitely, but he's not. But faces of the league, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Those names, and of course, like LeBron's just grandfathered in, but definitely more Euro players than American players. More Euros than American, bro. Yeah, I can't say Tatum though. No, Tatum, as good as Tatum is, Tatum's not a face of the league, bro. Yeah, he don't. That's what I'm talking about. He don't get no love, so you can't be the face of the love. You can't be the face of the league if you know what I'm saying. I don't think Donovan Mitchell either. Donovan Mitchell, as good as he is, Donovan Mitchell is another one, right? Donovan Mitchell is great, but he just doesn't have that draw. Same thing when he was in Utah. Who has a dog in them? Oh, it's plenty of motherfuckers that got the dog in them now. We're not gonna say plenty, but a substantial number of people that got the dog in them. That's different. No, Steph's no longer the face of the league, bro. Their years run. All of the past generation players, none of them except for LeBron are face of the league material. They just aren't. Are they household names and people know who they are and whatever? Face of the league? No, it's past that. He does? I didn't know that, Jason Wolf. Tatum has a top 3 selling jersey. So if he got a top 3 selling jersey, well, he fits. He's there. If he does have a top, you sure about that? You sure about that? I gotta look that one up, brother. No way. He's not selling more jerseys than Luka. He's not selling more jerseys than Jokic. He's not selling more jerseys than LeBron still. No way he's top 3, bro. You look this up, Jason Wolf. Shout out to my man A in the building. Appreciate you, brother, for the 5. Yeah, hell no. Hold on. My bad, brother. My bad. Hold on. Do you see Steph winning a 5th ring this year or next year? Not gonna lie, if Steph gets 5, he might be really close to overtaking Kobe, respectfully. Bro, can y'all stop the disrespect, bro? Can y'all stop it? Okay? Now, taking the bias out of it, bro. For one, Steph is not going to be better than Kobe. He's just not. For one, y'all forgetting, all of Kobe rings were consecutive. First off, all of them. Kobe Bryant is like one of the 2 teams to have 3-peats in modern basketball history. Post like Celtics, I think. After the Celtics, I think no other team won 3 in a row. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure on that. I'm almost, I would say 90% sure. After the Celtics run that the Celtics had, I can't think of a team that had a 3-peat. And then you had the Celtics, the new Celtics come along, and they got back-to-back. And then you had the Lakers might have did back-to-back. But again, 3-peats, modern NBA, without a doubt. Okay? Chicago Bulls, Los Angeles Lakers. Back-to-backs. The Spurs never won back-to-back. As great as the Spurs were. Who else? Who else won spaced out? Well, that's the only few, right? You had Miami win back-to-back, right? After the Lakers won back-to-back. And then you had what's the name? Finally went back-to-back with KD. Bro, all of Kobe Bryant's rings were consecutive. A 3-peat and a back-to-back. What are we talking about, bro? Y'all wildin'. Bro, put 9 players in front. No, put 10 players in front of Kobe. You can't do it. No, yeah, almost. You can't put 10 players in front of Kobe Bryant, bro. You can't. Like, bro, not just the stats. Y'all, everybody like to, bro. All NBA teams, all defensive teams. Kobe Bryant was the lockdown fucking the best on-ball defender, bro, for 9 seasons, without a doubt. What are we talking about? He got 1 MVP because, of the Denver bullshit. Bro, put some respect on Kobe's name, bro. Steph would tell you this. Come on, bro. No. Stop it. Hey, listen, Mike David. That's somebody. Listen, I'm trying to think. If I'm when is Dame's contract up? They traded Dame to Milwaukee. If I'm fucking Milwaukee and Giannis, well, hell, Giannis say he might be gone next season. Here we go. Jordan, Kareem, Braun, Magic, Russell, Bird, Duncan, Shaq, Wilt, Steph. You're wilding. You don't wait. No, for one, bro. Let me tell you what you're fucking up at. Okay. Let's see who's gonna take out there. Jordan, Kareem, Braun. I can keep Magic. I got all of those people in my top 5 all time. Bill Russell. I don't have Bill Russell in my top 10, bro. I know he got all the rings and shit, but again, Bill Russell is Bill Russell because there were fucking 16 teams in the league when it was. Motherfuckers were wearing Converse and they were, you know what I mean? They played half the games. So shout out to Bill Russell, RIP, God bless the dead. Everything he did. No, Bill Russell's not in the top 10, bro. No. Wilt, I can keep, but Steph, no. Duncan and Shaq, I can keep, yeah. But Wilt, no. Wilt's another one, no. Rings matter, bro. Rings matter. Now, if you would have said Hakeem, if we said Olajuwon over Wilt, I could take that. But again, Wilt the same way. Wilt was playing in a fucking league to where he was like one of however many 7-footers. He was the biggest guy, the most athletic guy, all this shit. You crazy. Nobody's putting Bill Russell in their top 10, bro. No, I'm not putting Bill Russell in my top 10. The nigga played against fucking, like, those were literally the people they talking about in the 60s. Insurance salesmen and selling vacuums and shit on the weekend. Stop it. Yeah, but I'm putting Hakeem over. Well, I don't know, man. I'm just the Wilt shit. I don't got Wilt in my top. Well, hold up. Who's the other ring Wilt got? Who's the other team that Wilt got a ring with? I know he got one with the Lakers. Who's the other team he got the ring with? I thought Wilt only had one championship. Shout out to Calvin Dickerson for the 10. Greatly appreciate you. NBA viewership is down. The game is sometimes fun to watch. What should the NBA do to improve the game? I know it won't be like the 80s and 90s of NBA. Well, again, they got to get away from a lot of the politics, bro. Get completely, totally away from the fucking politics and allow some level of fucking defense again. Not necessarily bring back hand checking, but allow more contact in the fucking things and don't let the fucking refs take the game over. That's a big part. The refs got way too much fucking what's name. Philly, when the fuck did he get 2 of the Lakers? Sure about that? Oh, he got 2 with the Lakers? I know he got 1. I know he got 2. So let's see. Damn, you're right. Tops NBA selling jerseys, motherfucking Jason Tatum. Jesus Christ. So hey, Jason Tatum's the face of the league. Let me see. Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, 2-time NBA champ. What year did he win? Yeah, bro. Listen, bro. Let me get back to this shit. Listen. Kobe Bryant has 5 rings. 5. Okay. None of them as a fucking role player. If you claim that Kobe Bryant was a role player playing along with Shaq, you don't know what the fuck. Again, you don't know shit about basketball. Okay. He's a part of a fucking tandem, not a fucking role player. Kobe took over games. Okay. Kobe Bryant contributed to 5 NBA championships. All 5. All consecutive. There's no way you're going to put a person with less than 5, less than half that. Okay? Not even 3 fucking championships over Kobe Bryant, bro. Y'all lost your fucking mind. 5 championships. This is why I can't have NBA conversations with niggas. Bro, do y'all understand? LeBron has been in the league 20 years. He doesn't have 5 championships. And most likely not going to get the 5th. Y'all are saying, the guy that y'all are saying is the GOAT doesn't have 5 championships. And you mean to tell me Kobe not fucking top 10 with 5 championships? Have you lost your fucking mind? To which all he fucking contributed to? Are y'all crazy? Thank you, Big Dog Athletic. And he did it without a fucking super team. And don't give me that shit that motherfucking somehow Paul Gasol and Andrew Bynum were like this. Stop it, bro. Beyond wild, bro. I told Kobe Bryant is the most disrespected GOAT level player ever. And Kobe did this shit, bro. The only GOAT level player that was not given a team. Nigga had to wait, what? He came in 96. Shaq left in 2004. So he had to wait 9 seasons, bro. He had to wait 9 seasons to get his own team. Jordan didn't have to do that. LeBron didn't have to do that. Hakeem didn't have to do that. Kareem didn't have to do that. Shaq didn't have to do that. Bird didn't have to do that. Magic didn't have to do that. The time this man had to wait to even get the rings, to get his own team, and still come out with 5 rings, bro. Go through the fucking trenches. Go through motherfucking hell. Playing with Kwame Brown and Smush Parker. Shout out to Kwame, right? But still, to make it back to winning back-to-back and then going to 3. What are we doing, bro? Stop it, bro. Come on, bro. Y'all got to stop, man. What? Well, you could argue the Mount Rushmore. I mean, I could argue that because the Mount Rushmore is going to be more so of position. But I could argue against it too. Like I said, look, bro, saying that Kobe could be on the fucking Mount Rushmore, that's not fucking far-fetched. I'm putting Kobe's motherfucking face over everybody but Jordan, LeBron, and probably and Magic. I mean, not Magic, Kareem. Jordan, LeBron, and Kareem. Yeah, what are we talking about, bro? All the help this nigga done had. Listen, bro. Kobe Bryant played with I know I'm trying to get this right because I know Mitch Richmond ended up getting in the Hall of Fame, but when he got there, you know, Mitch Richmond didn't play those years. Shaq, Hall of Famer. I think Robert Horry ended up being a Hall of Famer, so I give it that. Count it before he get it. Robert Horry definitely gonna get a jacket with 7 championships. They might give it to him at the end of the casket, but he gonna get it. I don't know if Horace Grant gets in, but you get what I'm saying. So marquee number 1 players, top players in the fucking league, bro. Kobe Bryant played with Shaq and Pau Gasol. Shaq and Pau Gasol. And during Pau Gasol's time, especially that first year, y'all got to think. KG won Defensive Player of the Year his first year in Celtics. And I think he was 2 years removed or a year removed from being it had to be more than that because Dirk had won the MVP between him. But either way, him leaving Minnesota and going to fucking what's the name, bro? KG was still peak. Then you had Dirk. I'm trying to think of who I'm forgetting. There's another power forward that was Tim Duncan. What are we talking about? Bro, at his best, bro, during that time, Paul Gasol was number 5 in top 5. Now, I think he's more skilled. The most skilled fucking power forward that was playing during that time. He's much underrated, but he wasn't better than Dirk. He wasn't better than KG. He wasn't better than Tim Duncan for sure. And it's somebody I'm fucking forgetting. Definitely somebody I'm forgetting. And that's depending on where they had him at. Because remember, he was playing center and power forward, depending on what the fuck was going on with Andrew Bynum. So if you put him at the center, yeah, bro, he's not. Come on, he's not fucking with Dwight Howard. Nah, Zach Randolph wasn't. Nah, he wasn't moving like that. Zach Randolph was in the top 5 conversation. Wow. I said Garnett. Rasheed was on the downslope by then. Rasheed was done. Amari too. Amari had had knee surgery or something. I'm forgetting. I forget who it was. I think I just named. Didn't I name him? Either way, it'll come back to me. T-Mac wasn't a power forward, bro. T-Mac was a 2. Duncan, Dirk, KG. Who was the other fucking power forward? Fuck it. But free game, what you got, brother?
LaMarcus Aldridge.
LA was too young.
Okay.
Yeah, Bosch would be a good one. But it's somebody that was over them. I'm still forgetting them. C-Webb was on the downturn too. It wasn't Chris Webber. Chris Webber was on the downturn by then.
Yeah.
By 2011 season or whatever, he was on the down end, the back end.
Yeah, he was. He's not in the league with those guys though.
Who?
Chris Webber. Not with Dirk.
What?
Not with Dirk and Duncan.
Nah, in his prime, no, in his prime he was. But yeah, overall career-wise, no. But in his prime, in those sack down days, oh yes, he was.
I never got to see him play. I never really got to see him play like that.
Well, yeah, trust me, bro. Bullets, Warriors, and then Bullets. Chris Webber was a problem.
I gotta. No, I can't put Zach Randolph. Zach Randolph, I can't put him in there.
No, Zach Randolph definitely wasn't in that fucking thing. Stop it.
No, I can't put him in there. No, but my top 5 is Jordan, Kareem, Kobe, Duncan. I gotta go Duncan, and then I gotta go LeBron.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand how people say that. I don't know how he can be better than Duncan all time. With again him losing to Duncan twice, getting swept, and then getting a gentleman's sweep the second time around.
Yeah.
So
He got saved by Ray Allen.
Yes, definitely, without a doubt.
Ray Allen saved him.
Again, another one like this dude is the benefactor of 2 of the best shots ever fucking hit in NBA Finals history. 2 of them.
In a unplanned world event called COVID.
Well, no, not that one. I'm talking about the one
yeah,
Ray Allen shot
and
then. Yeah,
Ray
Allen and then what's name? Yeah, bro, this is talking about y'all talking about he had 22 in the quarter. It still wasn't enough till fucking Ray Allen hit the shot.
He could have had all of them.
Yeah, what the fuck?
He got bailed out. But
Yeah.
the bubble ring to me, man. That's no, man. They shouldn't have even continued basketball.
I mean, it's a ring though, bro. I mean, the ring is a ring, and a lot of people say it's an asterisk for that. But I won't knock him. It's still 4 rings. The man
I
been in
gotta
the
put
league.
an asterisk.
He been in the league 20 years. Again, he's had the best rosters. He played along with the best players, right? And
Yeah.
he hasn't delivered. Again, he said it, and I'm glad he admitted this. A big thing that he said in that Pat McAfee thing was he's saying he fucked up the year where he lost to Dwight Howard. Everybody was expecting him versus Kobe. Y'all, I don't know if y'all remember that. Remember, Nike was doing the whole puppet campaign,
Yeah.
and that was
Yeah.
because it was pretty much guaranteed that we were gonna have finally get fucking Kobe versus LeBron in the fucking finals, and he shit the bed, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a that was damn, yeah, man. Dwight Howard. How do you not put Dwight Howard in the top 75?
I think you know what. All in all, everything knowing that everything we know now, I think the NBA knew it, and it was just too much negative stuff or whatever, and they was taking that into consideration because they knew it was gonna come out. That's my take on it.
Yeah. But I can't LeBron he's not in that top 3, man. If you watch Kobe play basketball, I mean, just watching Kobe, you just see the separation between how much he really worked on his game. Like, I watched him and T-Mac go at it. I'll just watch him and T-Mac, and the other day I looked at the finals between them and the Nets. Man, Kobe was so fundamentally sound and athletic. It was just a different basketball like he was playing.
Yeah, again, man, like I said, people don't understand. Like, bro, people forget Kobe broke his hand, I want to say in either 2000, 99, 2000 season or 2000, 2001 season. Bro, Kobe was playing left-handed, bro. Like his 5 seasons in. You know what I mean? People talk about that shit like Kobe played injury, played hurt. The dude could hit the most difficult shots, the best difficult shot maker in the history of the fucking game, bro. Again, on both sides of the ball, being effective and impactful. So that's I don't know, man. But let's get to the
okay.
Go ahead.
Without injury, if Kawhi Leonard would have kept his career on track, man, that ring that he got in Toronto, that was the most impressive ring I have seen in the last, within that 2017 to now. That ring was so impressive, man.
I wasn't as impressed because the Warriors didn't have KD. And if you remember for that time when KD was in there, when KD was in the game, before his Achilles went, he was motherfucking killing.
He was waxing their ass.
Thank you. 2 of the major players went down in that series, man. Yeah, so yeah, I wasn't. Him getting out of the East was great. He hit one of the best shots ever, clutch shots.
Yeah,
but I wasn't
shot.
impressed.
I'm saying just getting there, not the championship itself, but just getting there.
Yeah,
how
the
he got
journey
there.
was. I can respect that, but beating the Warriors the way they were, as beatable they were, literally. You had 2 major catastrophic injuries. One was like career changing. Clay has never been the same after that, bro.
Yeah.
Then I think forget Clay fucked up his ACL, and then I think either Clay had another knee injury or he had a Achilles.
Achilles. Yep.
He had Achilles injury the following year. You feel me? So
Yep.
back-to-back injuries. That was the beginning of the end for Clay, man. You know what I mean? Being who he was. But yeah, man. Let's get into this, bro. The main event, the grand finale. Now, all my football people, man, if y'all in here, man, please come up for this. Again, I am not anywhere near as knowledgeable or an aficionado on NFL and football. I just know the basics, right? I know a little bit past household names, depending on what team it is. It would have been teams I followed back in the day when I was whatever. I stopped watching football for real probably. Peyton Manning's my favorite player, so after Peyton Manning retired for the most part. When I picked it back up a little bit when Brady transferred to he went to the Bucks, right? I paid a little bit more attention then, but for the most part, bro, I can take or leave NFL football. I watch more college football than fucking NFL football. But during that time, 90s football, of course, everybody liked it, everybody watched it. I know about Broncos, 49ers, Broncos, 49ers, Cowboys, like all whoever the popular teams was, and everybody kept up with, what I'm saying, with the winning teams when we was kids and shit. I remember the transition from Bledsoe to Brady. I remember that. What else? Another I'm just trying to give some points. Oh yeah, the first time the Falcons. Oh, you got feedback, bro. Let me meet you up. The first time the Falcons lost in the Super Bowl, and I think it was 90. Was that 96 or 97? I remember that because everybody turned into fake ass Atlanta Falcon fans. Nobody ever really cared about the Falcons like that in Georgia. Falcons was like, of course, I remember the next time they win, Brady came back and whatever. 98. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, Favre to Rodgers. I remember that too. That was a big controversy. I remember what they call it? What was the shit that the Saints put on his ass? Bounty Gate. That's what I remember. Bounty Gate. I remember that shit, bro. I remember them hits, bro. I don't know how I don't know how Brett Favre walked off the field. There's no way Brett Favre didn't have some type of extracurriculars in his fucking system, bro. When I tell you them motherfuckers was damn. Yeah, bro. Hey, listen, they put a hurting on his ass.
They
bro.
beat him down, and I'm a Saints fan. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I know he was on all type of meds.
listen, bro, had to be. That, bro, this was early, and this was like before social media really got big. But bro, they showed his leg. They showed a picture of his leg. That motherfucking shit was purple.
Man, boy.
But let's get into it, man. So, Asante Samuel makes his case for saying he is. I don't know if he's saying he's better than Prime or he's in the same room with Prime, and Prime being Deion Sanders, and like he got mad at Shannon Sharpe for, again, everybody knows that Shannon Sharpe and Deion Sanders are tight, right? Yeah. Somehow, some way, Asante Samuel speaks up and he's calling all this shit out. And let me bring it to you on Twitter, because I saw this on Twitter, right? I learned about it on Twitter before I learned about the shit from I guess like Shannon responding, right? Hold on. Bro, that shit is, bro, Zion's a freaky ass nigga, man. Yeah, so Asante Samuel, let me see. Oh shit, he had a oh, he got a podcast or some shit. I didn't know that. Damn, Asante. Say what needs to be said. I guess he just started this shit. Well, it's an hour, so I can't listen to that shit. But shout out to Asante Samuel, man. He got a what's the name? He got a YouTube channel.
I played a little college football.
Okay.
Asante Samuel was great, but he wasn't the best cornerback on his team.
Damn, you say he wasn't the best on his team?
No, Ty Law was.
That's what they played together?
Yes.
What are we talking about? All right, here we go. Hold on. So here we go. So this was Asante Samuel's initial reply or whatever to Shannon Sharpe. Dope Will, what up, fam?
Good, fantastic.
You got it, bro.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right. Hey, I didn't mean no disrespect about the Kobe take, but that has always been my opinion. I just never had him in the top 10.
Yeah, I was close to blocking you,
How-
brother, but you're making so you good.
How you don't have, like, how is that? That's not even possible.
We not gonna go back into that, brother. We on football. We gonna leave it alone. We on football.
The only thing I say is this: I think y'all are confused. Do y'all believe there's a difference between greatness and being the best?
Yes.
Okay, I can understand you say Kobe's top 10 best basketball players of all time. I get that. I even agree with you. I might even put him top 5, but I make a distinction between greatness and best.
Oh
yeah, but
my God, bro!
hold on, wait. So, Will, how's he not great when again?
Did you see the names I put in that list?
Yeah, I seen them, but listen to what I'm saying, right? So you got to think, bro. You had
and
who's
the whole
other
thing,
guard you
hold on.
had?
And the whole thing about the whole thing about Steph Curry literally has changed the game of basketball.
Yeah, I understand that.
You realize that, right?
Steph's one-sided. So listen, what I'm telling you, you got to look at basketball in totality. So as good as Steph is, he's a bigger liability, and he lost a championship because he can't guard.
You're talking the skill set thing. That's the best conversation.
But no.
If you how are you not top 10? Wait. Listen, hear my point. How are you not in the top 10 of your sport when you literally have revolutionized the game? The game was completely different when Steph Curry came over. How is he not in top 10? Just off of that alone.
That's a different category. You're talking about game changing. If you're talking about game changer, Steph Curry's number 2 or 3, depending on where you want to put him between Jordan and Shaq. Not Jordan and Shaq, but
game changer ain't what game changer don't affect your greatness status.
But it's not the same because
let me ask you this:
limited.
If you had to remove every store in America besides one, what store would you pick?
Say it again. Every store.
If you had to race all stores, you can't go to no store besides one store. What store would you go to?
If I had to, I'd probably tell you Walmart.
Okay, Kobe is Walmart.
No,
he did it for a long period of time.
No, he's not.
Hold on. The reason why you'll pick Walmart is because they have everything. They did it for a long period of time. They everywhere, and they convenient. Kobe had everything. Longevity. He had the championship. He had the offense. He had the defense. He had the dunks.
Yeah, bro. Listen, bro. Listen. Again, like I said, you can't. There's no way you can put Steph in front of. You can't put Steph in front of Kobe because again, as great as he is, the greatest shooter of all time, bro, he's still one-dimensional. He has absolutely no defense, none.
He's one-dimensional. Y'all act like Steph is just a shot jacker.
I'm not saying he's a shot jacker. I say he's the greatest shooter ever. I'm not saying he's a jacker. He's efficient. He's efficient. He shoots at a high clip. He shoots at a high percentage. I'm not saying that. Well, I think he had a 50, 40, 90 season, right? The one unanimous MVP in the history of the game. I understand that. But Will, what I'm saying is still, when you compare him to Kobe, bro, there's no way. For one, he don't have 5 chips. Okay? He don't.
So what?
And Mouse in the house.
Hold on. One, he don't have 5 chips, and he most likely never gonna get it. All right, sorry. 2, he don't got no defense, bro. He has no defense. You can't put him over a guy that was all great at both. Kobe was the best, perimeter defender and the best scorer for consecutive years.
He was the best perimeter defender?
Hell yeah.
No, sir, he was not.
Who?
Oh, okay. Tony Allen. Then who else?
I was about to say Kobe wasn't a better defender than Tony Allen.
Okay.
You're crazy. Wait. No. Wait. Tony Allen didn't even exist until what y'all talking about? Tony Allen came in the league. Hold on. No, he didn't. Tony Allen came in the league.
Nigga, they literally played in the 08 finals at the same time.
08. Listen what you saying, bro. Kobe came in the league in 96. Tony Allen came in the league maybe 06. What are we talking about?
And when did we
he had to go to that?
Yeah, because he tore his ACL, I think.
Who?
Tony Allen. He was a scorer at first. He wasn't.
Tony Allen was never a scorer, bro. What
in college. in college, yeah, in college he was a scorer.
Not in the NBA. I'm not. We're not talking about college. You talking about Kobe never went to college. You talking about NBA?
Yeah.
Tony Allen.
No. He wasn't a scorer. He wasn't a scorer in the NBA. He was a scorer in college at first.
What are we talking about, bro? Come on. Bruce Bowen wasn't even a better defender
than Tony Allen.
He wasn't a better defender than Kobe. Listen what I'm saying, bro. Bruce Bowen was a fucking a dirty ass defender, but he was deemed that on a defensive team on the fucking Spurs as to where they set the whole fucking defense up as to where you had the help of Tim Duncan and David Robinson. You understand how easy it is to be a good perimeter defender when you got the fucking Twin Towers, two highly defensive fucking centers.
Yeah,
it's easy to call any nigga a motherfucking great perimeter defender when all you gotta do is funnel them to the paint.
Fact.
And Kobe, and what did Kobe do? Hold on, wait. Who did Kobe stop the most from motherfucking going to the finals? The Spurs.
My team, my goddamn team, my
fucking Spurs. With and without fucking David Robinson, bro. Stop playing with me.
Wait. You kind of defeated your own argument just then about that. You say, listen. If Bruce Bowen had help because he had the Twin Towers down low, we gonna forget the fact the man had Shaq down low, then Paul Gasol and Andrew Bynum down low?
Oh my God! For one, Andrew Bynum was never a great defender. First and foremost.
No. Okay? That's not the point. When you have arguably the greatest center of all time in Shaq down low, and then you can say what you want to say about Paul Gasol and Andrew Bynum. I watched them niggas play. They weren't mountain like top 10 level players. But when you got them 2 7-footers down low.
Yeah, but hold on, wait. Now, Dub. He had Shaq for that time, and even I don't think Shaq ever led the league in blocks. I'm pretty sure like he was in there during Mutombo and David Robinson and everybody else on. So I don't think that Shaq ever led. Well, in Orlando days he might have, but I don't think in LA I don't think Shaq ever led the league in blocks while he was in LA. Okay, now you forgetting the most important seasons. Gasol didn't get there till what? 08, 09? Kobe had 05 to 08 playing with who? Locking shit up. Stop playing with me, bro. Stop.
Locking. Okay.
AI tells you this. AI tells you this. AI would tell you the person that the most difficult guard, the best defense has ever been played against me. What are we talking about, bro? Come on. But let's get off this shit.
We just not gonna agree.
Yeah, we agree.
But how could you say?
Bro, we moving on.
We just not gonna agree. We're not getting nowhere.
Y'all think I'm just supposed to sit here and believe that Deion Sanders, aka Primetime, is the greatest corner to ever live, and basically no one could ever be better than him?
Yes, Asante, brother. I'm sorry to tell you, brother. Yes.
Let me provide 2 cents. The only corner post Deion Sanders that can even make the claim is Darrell Reeves.
No, that's not true.
Wait. Who?
That's not true. Rod Wilson.
Who you gonna put over Reeves?
Rod
Wilson over Darrell Reeves?
No.
Yeah.
No, sir. No.
Yeah. No. I ain't saying over. I'm saying if you wanted to make an argument, Wilson can be in a conversation.
No.
Yes.
No.
He would still be behind Reeves.
Yeah, right.
No.
What are we saying?
No.
Rod Wilson is a better corner than Darrell Reeves?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Listen, man. Hold on. Let's play it. Listen. Let's play it through, and then I'll talk. Right. The biggest thing that everybody missing, bro. The biggest thing that everybody's missing in this situation with Prime, bro, and the same thing with Reeves. But let's play this out, and then we'll come back to it.
That's basically what y'all want me to believe, that he's the greatest corner to ever live, and nobody shows proof of anything in the past, in the history, his stats. You can show some highlights of what he did, and it looks pretty and whatnot. Yeah, I give him that. But y'all want me to believe he's the greatest player to ever live and the greatest cornerback to ever live, and nobody can ever be better than him? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm from Lauderdale. I don't know where everybody else from, but I'm from Lauderdale. We don't get down like that. This ain't about respect. This ain't about big names. I'm simply comparing best seasons. And if you want to talk about T-breaks and technique, I'm telling you what the hell the best technique is for everybody. If you're not T-breaking, you're not getting to the ball faster than anybody else. That's
Now, the problem with this, bro, now you arguing technique against results, okay? That's the first part. That's arguable, brother. And I got football players that's going to explain it a lot better than I could. But you saying that the technique that you use is the way that everybody should be doing it, when obviously everybody didn't do it that way and ended up with better results than you, that means you're wrong.
Here's what Asante Samuel, and he's being slick. He's trying to bank on people that didn't watch him play. Asante Samuel, now don't get me wrong, he was a great corner. He ain't on Deion and Reeves level, but he was a great corner. But he played the type of cornerback where he was always looking for the pick. He was always trying to, and what he won't tell you is a lot of times he got skinned up because he was always looking for the pick.
That's what I'm Will, that's what's finna happen. Fucking Ryan Clark replied.
I didn't see what anybody said
down.
Right.
So like, bro, if you're giving up more plays because you're trying to motherfucking T-break and get all the fucking balls, but it's resulting in bad plays on you,
right,
bro? That's no. Yeah, bro.
Who can, even if you get a pick, if you give up 80, 90, 100 yards in a touchdown, it's a wash.
Exactly.
T-breaking. You're probably coming up an inch short because it's a game of inches. T-break is known for a fact, the fastest way to break to the ball. This ain't about name. This is about you proving that he is the greatest without telling me what they said, and he's a lockdown corner, and he locked down the field, and he didn't have a safety in the middle field. Nigga, what? The most
well, again,
he had in the year 6 or 7.
Now, and why? Now, listen. Now we're gonna get into it. Why? The reason why he only had 6 or 7 in the fucking season is because he literally locked down the side of the field. They wouldn't throw it.
They wouldn't throw him the ball his
way. They wouldn't throw the fucking ball to his side, nigga.
Which is having 50 interceptions and they didn't throw your side is crazy.
Is insane.
Listen.
They didn't throw. They would throw Deion. The only person that would consistently get the ball on Deion is Jerry Rice. They would throw to Jerry Rice. That's it. If you ain't Jerry Rice, they wouldn't throw the ball to you.
They not. So thank you. So even the stat argument, Dub, is what I'm saying. Every last one of you niggas talking about the stats. Nigga, he got the stats he got when the nigga they wouldn't even throw his way. Right. What are you talking about?
Deion might see one pass a half.
Deion have more interceptions than touchdowns caught on him.
Thank you. Case closed. What are you saying?
The reason why Asante Samuel had a lot of interceptions, and the reason why he talking about T-breaking is because Asante Samuel was a cover 2 corner. He wasn't getting interceptions down the field.
No.
He got a lot of interceptions within 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. So he was able to break on the ball a lot of the times.
Exactly.
And
he was sitting back and waiting on it.
Also, he played on one of the greatest defensive all
teams
time
ever. Thank you. The defensive teams and schemes. Like I said, Belichick's one of the greatest motherfucking defensive coaches.
Right.
Like, so what are we talking about, bro? That's what I'm talking about.
And we're not going to forget the fact that the part of the reason Patriots lost their Super Bowl is because he dropped that pick. We ain't gonna forget about that.
No, he used to get his ass toast. Like when he played for the Falcons, man, he
would get skin up all the time.
All the time, man. He would give up double moves almost every time because he played the flats too hard, and he want that interception. But all interceptions are not good interceptions. Some interceptions are just quarterbacks throwing the ball wrong or the receiver running the wrong route.
Right. Like, yeah, all interceptions aren't the same. I remember when T.O., it was like his first or second year with the Cowboys, and they came to Atlanta, and I went up there, me and a few friends went up there to see him play. T.O. caught 2 touchdowns with Asante Samuel. One was a fade in the back of the end zone. I mean, T.O. he's bigger than him. You can't do nothing with that. But that second one, T.O. literally just ran a go route and just ran past that nigga.
Yeah.
And he beat him by like 10, 15 yards. He just ran a go route, and Asante Samuel wasn't even in the screen. That would never happen to Prime. That would never happen to Darrell Reed. When you just run past me? No, sir.
Say it ain't so. Listen, you know what's crazy? And before this conversation happened, I forget what it was. Something happened. People talking about whatever, like, YouTube just gives you random shit. Bro, Deion came back and played like that last season for Baltimore, bro. This nigga had a pick six at like 4. He had to be 39 or damn near 40.
What are we saying?
Yeah, what are we talking about, man? Again, man. Shout out to Brian Turner. Greatly appreciate your brother for the 5. Asante has had Fame worthy seasons 06 and 07. Yeah, is that enough though? Is 2 seasons enough to prime?
He's a Hall of Famer for sure, but he ain't no first ballot Hall of Famer, you know.
Are we sure Asante Samuel is a Hall of Famer? Are we sure?
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. He a top 20 corner all time.
Yeah, he got the stats. And what? How many rings he got? 2 or 3?
He got 2.
2. So yeah, 2 rings, two Super Bowl rings on championship teams, and the numbers he got at corner. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. But yeah, first ballot, no. How long he been out the league?
He been more than 5 years.
Yeah, so this is his thing right here. So this right here is his pretty much his bid or his plea to be, to get a gold jacket. That's all this is. And I can respect him for it. Listen, I'm not saying bro, you are solid. Everybody is saying you solid, bro. Everybody's saying you good. But bro, you're not the greatest, dog. You're not the GOAT. Come on, bro.
And Patrick Peterson moved ahead of him too.
Come on, man. What are we doing, bro?
Thank you. There's probably a good 10 people better than him.
Interceptions. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damn times. What we talking about here?
Now, again, brother Samuel, you being dishonest because again, my nigga, you had interceptions so people would throw your way.
Todd Law. Okay, you got Todd Law, Richard Seymour, Vincent Wilfart, Mike Vrabel, Rodney Harrison. You had so many Junior Seau. I mean, golly, he got so many interceptions because he will be the last look. You know what I mean? So they wasn't doing it to Todd Law side, and so he can just hang out and chill and just wait for interceptions because the pressure was so much from the deep. Richard Seymour. In fact, Richard Seymour needs to be a Hall of Famer. Vincent Wilfork needs to be a Hall of Famer.
It's a few people on that team to be Hall of Famers.
He gonna be like the 3rd or 4th player on that team.
Right.
He wasn't even the best on the defense.
That's what I'm saying. How can you compare yourself to Prime when you were never the best corner on your team? What are we saying?
What's up, folks? Sorry about that. Was having connection issues. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, what
up? First off, respect to Prime and Asante. I grew up watching Asante. I saw Prime. His last season was with Baltimore in 04 or 05ish. So I didn't get a chance to really watch Prime outside of highlights. Now, I'm gonna give Asante benefit of the doubt because I was a kid when I saw the Patriots go 16-0. He was on that team, and that 07 season he had. I'm not gonna lie to you, like. When we talk about Deion Sanders, I think what a lot of times people don't really get the gravity of how great he is because no one really breaks down exactly what made him great. And I think a great way to do that, his 94 season with San Francisco. That's probably a top 5 defensive season of all. His 94 season with San Francisco is comparable to Lawrence Taylor 20 sacks, or it's comparable to Aaron Donald 20 sacks, or Chris Jones when he had 19 sacks one year, right? Like, it was a top 5, probably top 2 defensive season ever. Here's where I think Asante gets my vote for a Hall of Famer. 07 Patriots, the one that went 16-0. If y'all remember correctly, the best players in the league on that Patriots team, right? It was Tom, Randy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would say the number 3 reason why they won undefeated that year was Asante Samuel. He had 2 pick sixes. He didn't give up a touchdown, and it was one of the greatest cornerback seasons ever. Now, like Fantastic mentioned before, 2 seasons to get you a Hall of Fame career, but at the same time, he's top 5 all time in picks, top 5 all time in passer rating allowed. Like, I give Asante Hall of Fame credit. He's a Hall of Famer, but like somebody else mentioned,
Wait. But I got to disagree with something you said. 2 seasons in the NFL, 2 great seasons in the NFL will not get you in the Hall of Fame.
No. That's what I said. 2 seasons won't get you a Hall of Fame.
Won't. Okay, I
that's what I was trying to say. No, I said won't, but I will say this though: 07 Asante Samuel is the top 5 corner ever.
No.
05 Asante Samuel.
No.
Top 5 corner season.
No.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
07 Asante Samuel is the top 5 corner
No,
season
he
ever.
wasn't better than Ty Law.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. So listen, you gotta listen. Out of both of the Woodsons, right? Ty Law, Revis,
Patrick Peterson,
Richard Sherman,
Prime, Peterson, Sherman, even the Legion of Boom, Sherman. I'm trying to think of somebody else.
Y'all forgetting somebody. Now he went to Philly and fell off, but when he was in Oakland, Nami Asamoah.
Man, that season, Daddy. Oh my God.
I don't know, man. The thing is, the reason why I say 07, 07.
Wait. Nami Asamoah, there was a literally season, they were literally only throwing his way 1 time a game.
Yeah, but wasn't that the 10 pick season? Wasn't that the 10 pick season? Yeah, that was the 10 pick season he had, right?
Who? Namdi?
No. Asante, that 07 was the 10 pick season. 10 picks and no touchdowns allowed that year. That's why I say
if you getting 10 picks, that means they trying you. Hear what I just said?
I mean,
there was a season where they literally only threw the ball to Namdi
Asamoah
I'm
not doubting
once
that,
a game. That's
I'm
more
not doubting that. Picks, don't get me wrong. It took a while for Asante to, and I will give you this. It took a while for Asante to get the reputation of a no-fly zone. But that year, to me, that year is what established Asante as a perennial no-fly zone. Like up until that year, if you remember.
So 06,
I got to disagree.
06, he had 10. He had 10.
It was 06. It was 10 picks. 06.
10 picks. He had let me see.
How many touchdowns did you give up?
No TDs.
Okay.
And a forced fumble, and then he had 9 in 2009. He played with Philly.
With the Philly, yeah.
So but like he's saying, bro. Listen.
Go ahead,
though. We'll go after you.
No, this is my opinion. I mean, getting 10 picks in the season is phenomenal. I'm not knocking him for that. But if we gonna split hairs and measure you against the other great corners, if you're getting 10 picks and other guys are only getting thrown to a handful of times a game because the quarterback ain't even trying to go that way, I'm taking them other guys, fam.
Yeah, this is just wild, bro.
Go look at it.
Yeah,
go look at that
and don't get me wrong.
At that year when Revis had when Revis went up against all the top receivers in the league in a row and shut all them niggas down. He shut down Megatron.
Yeah, man.
Megatron had 1 catch for like 8 yards. And that's more impressive than you getting 10 picks.
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, that 07 Patriots team was loaded, but like I said before, that was his best season ever. And like I said, on that roster, it was Tom, Randy, and to me it was Asante. He was a huge contributor why that team went undefeated that year.
I can't say that Vince Wilfork was the best.
I was just about to say that. Soon as
he was the center of that defense.
I was like, was Wilfork on that team?
Vince was on that defense.
And what's his name? Rodney Harrison was on that team.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, man, I don't know what Junior say I was.
No, he went on that team. He wasn't there yet.
Okay.
But I forgot, was that Mayo that they had?
That was
Vrabel.
That was
Junior's last
team,
year, right?
That was Junior's last year.
Yeah, Vrabel was on that team.
Vrabel was on that team.
Yeah, Vrabel was on that team. Yeah, Vrabel was on that team.
He was a Swiss Army knife.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the best team that did not win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The greatest team to not win a Super Bowl ever.
And I would say my Steelers, my Triple B Steelers too.
If you got Asante Samuel past that 10 yards, it's over. You gonna cook him.
He got cooked.
He got cooked.
I don't know about
you guys
remember?
Do you guys remember in that Super Bowl? Do you guys remember in that Super Bowl he almost caught a pick off of Eli? I don't know if you guys remember.
That was right before the David Tyree. No, was it David Tyree or Mario Manningham? One of the two.
Yeah.
I think it was Mario Manningham.
And that dropped.
That would have sealed the game.
And my thing is this, and it wasn't like it was a crossing route. It was like one of those hitch curl routes, right? And I'm thinking to myself, as he's saying this, when he's comparing himself to Prime, I'm like, Prime would have caught that.
Damn.
Yeah, that would have been back to the house.
Oh yeah, that been pick six. He the high step that he would have started high stepping at the 20.
Deion was so good because it's like as he get down the field, it's like he speed up. Like he had literally no. The receivers can get no separation. Like
none. I'm your shadow.
I'm glad you said that, bro. You know what I watched?
I'm not at all trying to make the case that he was like a perfect corner. I'm just saying he did have Hall of Fame worthy season in 06 and 07.
He did.
Those
Yeah,
Hall of Fame worthy seasons.
Right.
He didn't give him
Right. That's the thing he's saying. So look like I said, look at again. That's the thing about football, right? So, bro, when you got a fucking like Vince Wilfork in what was the big light skinned nigga name?
Seymour.
Richard
Seymour is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Seymour was his second best defensive player on
that's what I'm saying. So you got people that's gonna make the quarterback do shit or whatever, and then like say you're playing for the pick, bro, and people are just throwing you away because hey, I got to get rid of the ball fast.
I got to throw it somewhere.
I was gonna say even
defensive scheme. So that's what I'm saying, bro. He's a benefit of the system, and listen, he still got to have the talent to be able to get the picks. I'm not and again, I am not saying everyone's saying you are a great player, brother. Everybody's saying you could. Nobody's even saying you shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
The problem is you're saying that you're better than Prime. No, you're not. You're not in that room.
And you know what's crazy?
He sounded like he on dope when he said that.
I will give him grace, and I will slightly disagree with you on that because people could. That's where I think Richard Sherman is better than him because I've seen a lot of the Seahawks teams. I mean, Legion of Boom was must-watch TV, man, right? But I will say this back to the Prime thing, just comparing the eye test. Take out the stats, the eye test, right?
But you ain't got to take out the stats. He's still better than him in the stats.
No, I know. I'm just saying. No, I agree. But I'm just saying, even if we look at just the playing, I just recently watched. You know which game I watched? T.O. playing against rookie T.O. playing against Prime, and I don't know who said it, but somebody said it was just right on the money. Prime had a way of lagging behind the receiver, and to still read the quarterback eyes like a safety, and then speed up as soon as the quarterback the wideout puts his hand out.
But like you're saying, bro, listen, you could play motherfucking, you didn't have to worry about the safety. You could just have the motherfucking safety not be there with Prime, bro.
Right.
You know you were good.
Oh, I'm saying on one-on-one coverage. What I'm saying is he was that talented that he could lag behind and then speed up automatically to catch.
Yeah, he was purposely doing that. That was a part of his technique, and that's something we saying. So you break a great point, Azrael, right? So the same shit he talking about with the T breaking shit, right? Prime's motherfucker, not to mention his footwork was impeccable, his timing was impeccable. All the shit he's saying, he was able to get better results without having the T break. He could fool the motherfucking quarterback into thinking, oh, you got him beat. No, you don't, motherfucker. I'm purposely in fourth gear.
Yeah, he's getting him in. I mean,
I got 4 gears left.
Right, yeah, I'm in third gear and I'm only like a couple years behind you.
Yeah, and I'm baiting you to make it look like the man got me beat when I know he don't. And now, not only do I look, bro, I'm looking at, hold up. We gonna play this and then I'll pull the stats up.
Yeah, and I was gonna say,
numbers and comparing stats. I'm gonna make it nice and easy. You can start from my 2006 season to my 2011 season. 5 seasons. I'm gonna put up 5 seasons. You do your research on my 5 seasons, and you can pick any season you prefer from Coach Prime Deion Sanders. His whole career, you can pick many seasons you want against my 5 seasons and do your homework. My 5 seasons against his whole career playing cornerback. Yeah, big talk. This big deuce here. Yeah, don't come in talking about how good somebody was without showing the numbers and the facts, because I could show you that. Let's see what you get. My 5 seasons against his whole career. That's player shit right there. You feel me? That's player shit. 5 seasons against a nigga whole career. I could that shit like me, boy.
I can say the same. I can say the same with Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey, them Jacksonville teams weren't slouches. I mean, the offense wasn't the greatest, but they had a lot of them Nigerian mofos on that team. And they had Calais Campbell. And they had this other corner on the other end that was like real good. I mean, I remember that game they played Tom Brady. Tom Brady cut his pinky. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but how many? Again, that's what I'm saying. This is why you can't do that, right, bro? You can have a good season, you get injured and disappear. You have a good season and just fucking fall off. What was the boy that played for Carolina?
Oh, I know you're talking about. He used to get in it with OBJ. Norman.
Josh Norman.
Yeah, not Josh Norman. Josh Norman had a crazy fucking season.
Yeah,
Crazy.
but then he got exposed.
Did he go to Seahawks? He went. Where did he go? I think
he went to the Redskins.
He went to Washington.
Redskins. Yeah, he went to the Redskins.
He still has some good numbers, though. He still has some good numbers, but it wasn't like
corner is one of the harshest positions because the fall off is always intense for corners because, for one, that's one of the more injury prone positions, and the number two, because of the nature of modern football, because of how hard it is to cover. It's hard covering world class athletes when you're 100%. When you're anything less than 80%, it's hard. Like, for example, like Josh, look at Damani Jackson. He played for LSU. Dante Jackson played in Carolina. He was a borderline Pro Bowler. Now he's injury prone, and you're seeing like he's nowhere near. Look at who?
Stingley.
No, Derek Stingley had an awesome season. He hasn't fallen off yet.
No, but he got injured though. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Well, in that context, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, and the things with Asante, he didn't really have a fall off, but he just gradually was the same player.
He'll go a couple games. I'm talking about getting toast, man. I remember. I
don't remember him getting now. Maybe I might have missed a few games, but like I said, I remember him getting toast like that.
I saw it with my own two eyes. I saw him get torched twice by T.O.
I synced it. I synced it.
I saw T.O. just torched.
Very few corners. Like I said, what made Deion Sanders probably he is the greatest corner ever. He never exactly had a fall off. He came back to football back in 04 and 05 and was still maybe not a Pro Bowler, but still, you know what I mean? He was still a top 10 corner in the league his final year in football. You know what I mean?
And not only that, Deion Sanders made free agency like he was the KD of his generation. They called and begged him to come to the team for rings. Like, I need this. I need this. Like, he made free agency a thing.
He went to San Francisco in '94, got a ring, then went to Dallas and got another one back to back.
I think it was Shannon that said some player. I think he was saying it about Prime. He was like, some players elevate their team, like elevate the play of the team in the game. He's like, Deion changes the game. Like you got to change your whole scheme against him because like one half of the field you're not throwing to. I mean, I don't even put Champ Bailey up. I don't put Asante ahead of Champ Bailey either.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think nobody has him top 5 though. That's what I'm saying.
No, he's probably like top 15 because there's been so many great corners.
I'll give him top 12.
I'll
give him
top 12 for sure.
In order for you to say that, everyone, and this is what was making this shit seem like it's just so crazy. Like, you know what I mean? He jumping out the window, he on that powder. He is from Lauderdale, like you said. But listen, bro, you're not even in a top 5 conversation. If you're not in a top 5 conversation, there's no way you're in the room, the GOAT conversation, bro. You're better than you're better than the GOAT. This is crazy. This is insane.
And the distance between Deion, Darrelle Revis, Patrick Peterson, Rod Woodson, and Darryl Green. Yeah, Darryl Green was a fool. The distance between them and everybody else is far.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. And I'm an LSU guy, you know, Patrick. And I think people are appreciating Patrick Peterson. Bro, Patrick Peterson went 2 years without giving up a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be the first person to tell you Patrick Peterson is a victim of his own success. Like a lot of times with Patrick Peterson, because he was so damn good, it made people just kind of forget about him. He's a victim of his own success. So,
but that's what you want from a corner.
I'll be the first person to tell you. It wasn't until Patrick Peterson stopped playing football that even me as an LSU fan, and I was at the game when he did the Heisman pose against West Virginia. You know, so I'll be the first person to tell you it wasn't until he stopped playing football that I realized he's a top 5, borderline top 5, top 10 corner ever. You know what I'm saying?
I put him top 10, yeah.
Probably borderline. Bro, look at his numbers again. He went
definitely cracked my top 5.
He didn't give up a touchdown in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So
because I knew I was like that. I ended games. I changed the momentum of games from the beginning to the end. You feel me? Let's make sure we add the playoffs. Because I noticed he didn't have no playoff touchdowns, and I got 4 of them. I got the record. That means a lot. in big games and taking your team to the Super Bowl. I'm picking the ball off and taking it back to the highs. You hear me? And
I
of course,
remember that.
he's on
He
the
took
side with
Westbrook
Deion
to the
just out of
Eagles,
mutual
right?
respect. And we know
Hold on.
Deion would get mad at you if you didn't show him that respect. So that's what you have to do because you can't handle your partner getting mad at you.
What were you saying? Go ahead.
No, I believe he did that. He caught a pick six against the Eagles, was it? I think.
Yeah, after the third read the quarterback had, the ball came out late and he threw like a 10-yard out. You never throw a 10-yard out late. And he picked the ball. Golly. It was the third read.
He threw it to him. Like what you expect?
Yeah, I mean,
But like I said, corner is a hard position to get to evaluate because like
not really.
Yeah, because think about it for a second. I mean, when corners drop off, they drop off bad, and the thing is, the prime for a lot of corners is never very long. You know, so
I'm not talking about the drop off. I'm looking at all these guys we talking about at their peak. You know who's who by how many targets they get. If I line my best corner up against your best receiver and you don't throw to him but 3, 4, 5 times.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's look at
I was gonna say this too. You know what people used to get on Prime about? Oh, he doesn't have as much tackles as other corners. I'm like, if you don't throw to him the whole game,
right.
So look at the stats, right?
You ain't throwing the ball over here.
So look at the stats. 188 games to 157. So what's that? 31 more games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get past all the offensive shit. Let's start at here. Okay, not to mention too, everybody want to say that. Oh well, we talking about defense, bro. Do you understand how like even that in itself to be able to play both sides of the ball, my nigga, takes away from you how great you got to be.
And kick return and punt return.
Yeah, what are we doing, brother? That's like that don't matter. You dumbass nigga, shut the fuck up. I promise you, if I fucking doubled your motherfucking, you know what I mean, doubled your snaps, you're not gonna be as efficient. You know what I'm saying? The average motherfucker is not gonna be fucking efficient as you are just doing the one thing, bro. Stop playing.
And I will also say this too. Can we honestly say that Deion had? I mean, no. Of course, you had Bill Walsh, right? I'm not gonna say, and you had Jimmy Johnson, but those weren't those weren't defensive-minded coaches, right? I mean, you can argue.
Listen what you're saying. So listen, you didn't have to be. You had Deion.
I got Prime.
Your receiver gone.
Right. If you have a base
gone. He played on and was a catalyst for two of the 94 49ers and the 95 Cowboys are two top 15, top 10 teams ever, and he's a big reason why.
All time.
Honestly, the 94 49ers for a long time, they were in the argument for best team ever. Like they only trail, like even the games they lost, they only trail for a few minutes each game. So that's a juggernaut football team. 95 Cowboys.
And it's funny. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize, but I was going to say I was born in '94, but I've seen the games, and NFL Films puts it on. That is some of the most enjoyable football I've ever seen. Like just even watching, he who don't get enough love is Irvin to me, like as one of the greatest wideouts, right? But just to watch them back and forth, and I'm not gonna lie, it was nice to watch like Rice run it up against the Chargers in the Super Bowl. I would not.
No, I mean that's the equivalent. That 94 49ers team is probably the closest thing. No, because that team that was the 14-2 49ers team, right?
Yeah.
But when they beat the Chargers and they said the game against Dallas was really the Super Bowl, right? In the championship game, basically. So that team would be the equivalent of like maybe one of those Lakers teams in the 2000s, right? Like that's a top 10, top 5 team ever, and here's a big reason why. They were always unbeatable.
Look, bro. So listen what he's saying. So even what you're saying, bro, you talking about taking it to the house and all that shit, and like look at how many more yards he got from you, bro, and damn near double the yards. The dude got 1,300 yards in interception yards. He got more interceptions. Like, what are we talking about? He got more interception TDs. I mean, I guess what's this? Let me see. What's SK? Is that sack? I don't want to say it's sacks. Is it sacks? Sacks?
Yeah. Sacks.
Yeah, sacks. He averaged more sacks. What are we talking about, bro?
And he played punt return and kick return.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
before,
I'm like, I don't understand the argument that Asante Samuel is arguing, bro. It's not even close.
And he played baseball.
Yeah.
Fam. People forget. People forget how great. Deion, if you had to do a Mount Rushmore of American athletes, Deion Sanders is on it.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Listen. Like I said, nigga, people forget, bro. There is a Mount Rushmore of fucking Atlanta. A lot of people forgot, but Deion Sanders still on it. Georgia, Atlanta, how you want to do it, bro?
Oh, I thought you meant like born from there.
Deion, what's the one
that played in Atlanta? He's on it.
He owned Atlanta, bro.
Deion, what's the running back name?
Deion was a big reason that Atlanta was like a go-to spot for, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
No,
bro,
he's the best athlete of all time.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
He's top 5.
He's in the conversation.
But nah, he's
like,
definitely
greatest athlete of all time. Probably gonna be Michael, or it's gonna be
No, Michael wasn't. Michael wasn't better than him in baseball though.
Bo Jackson.
Bo
Jackson. Probably Bo Jackson.
Yeah, Deion said Bo Jackson the best.
He even said it. I think Deion even said that. He said Bo was different.
Yeah, it's Bo Jackson.
Yeah, but either way,
at their peak, Bo Jackson.
But let me see. Let me bring this up so you see what Shannon Sharpe had to say about the shit. And Shannon Sharpe replied because he was
like, "You's a junior." He's like, "Your son's a junior." He didn't even say
we will get to it. He wouldn't even say it. He said, "Your son's a junior," and he wouldn't even say you better than Prime.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
That's disrespectful. Don't bring my children into this.
Let's get to it, man. Fair use.
Let's talk, or you scared like everyone else, bro?
Hey, I didn't know your answers. You like, okay, I like that. Huh? Hey, y'all, listen, we can have a club Shay, right? Listen to me now. Stay with me. You have a club Shay, DB edition. A good conversation, PowerPoint presentation style, film up there to support each of your opinions and facts that you might have.
Ain't no opinion. He's not time. What are we debating?
Okay. Let me finish, baby. Let me finish. I'm giving you the ultimate content right now. Something that's never been done before. A format that's never.
It's not though, and I understand what you're doing, and again, I'm with. Listen, Unc gonna call the bullshit out, but come on, bro, like come on, Chad. So you're telling me that, and we seen what fucking Revis did to you, my nigga. Okay,
right?
You're saying this nigga
0 for 0.
What are we talking about here? Would you ever put him in the room or the conversation with fucking Revis? Come on, bro. Stop.
The crazy thing is,
Chad Johnson is prime with scorched Asante Samuel.
Facts. I'm glad you said that. Just over route skills alone, even at older Ocho would smoke him. I mean, Chad has arguably probably the best route running,
best footwork. I ain't gonna say best route running.
Chad used to smoke him every time.
Best route running. I'll put him up there around best footwork, but best route running, man. I'd probably give that to either
AB.
Yeah, AB.
No, Ocho better than AB route running.
And then Antonio Brown, no, sir. Antonio Brown is right level route running.
Chad
Antonio Brown will blow you up.
Chad caught AB.
Yeah,
when he taller than he surpassed him.
And the student surpassed the math. Bro, watch Antonio Brown versus the Chargers. That's all.
The only receiver that's a better route, arguably a better route runner, AB is Jerry Rice.
Anytime somebody can blow you up, off the line of scrimmage as a route runner, that's a different type of reaction. Like, I'm just saying, like, don't get me wrong. What's going on is Antonio Brown, the media personality, has got a lot of y'all clouded. But Antonio Brown,
AB's my favorite player of all time. AB's actually my favorite.
Jared Rice was a good route runner. Adams, Ocho Cinco in the league of their own.
A route running?
Route running.
Fam.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams?
Great.
Devontae Adams, yes.
Devontae's a great route runner.
He's a great route runner.
He is, but
Devontae's a great route runner too. Devontae's not as explosive as AB though.
But I think
AB was
DeAndre Hopkins in the league was on route running. DeAndre Hopkins was a freakish route runner.
No.
He's a great route runner.
D-Hop probably got better hands than they do. That's maybe that.
Antonio Brown's the best route runner of all. He's the second best route runner of all time.
No,
He's the
he's
second
not.
best.
No, he
Yeah,
a
go
close second to Rice. If
No,
it ain't Rice, he better than you.
Antonio Brown didn't have no weaknesses in his game.
Thank
Like
you. He could
he
run
was
every
strong as
route on the
hell.
route tree. Great, not great. He was great at every route on the route tree.
And
That is true.
he was like 5'11".
Like on flat, like on
Right.
flags
He
and
like
on nines.
5'10", yeah.
On flags and
And he
on
like
nines, it was
and
like
AB
watching
was
Jerry
short.
Rice. On
Yeah,
Sluggo, it
and
was
AB
like
was
watching Jerry Rice.
And another people don't who they don't give credit is Julio Jones. Julio Jones is a great
Yeah,
route runner.
he's a
No,
great route
I
runner,
would
but his
disagree.
athleticism.
No, he was a great route runner.
I would
He was a
disagree.
great, he was a great route runner, but I mean, the best
He
route
he
runner to
can
ever
run
come out of
routes, but
Alabama is Tom
he
Brady.
wasn't an elite. He wasn't an
Amari
elite
Cooper.
route runner.
Amari's a great
like,
route runner. Amari's problem was he was made out of glass, man. He got injured too damn much.
Everybody come from Alabama are great route runners.
Yeah, because I mean,
No,
look at their
they
wide
are,
receiver.
but
Look
I
at their
think-
wide receiver coach. Billy Napier is one of the best wide receiver coaches ever, bro. Billy Napier is an awesome wide receiver coach. He's not as a head coach, but Billy Napier coached a lot of those dudes, bro. He's an incredible wide receiver coach. Coached a lot of them.
I would put Justin Jefferson over Devontae Adams
Yeah,
and
now.
Julio Jones.
Yeah,
Hold
now.
on,
No,
what?
no,
Let me finish.
what?
Let me
Yeah,
finish.
Justin's the best. Justin's the best route runner in
You
football
gotta let
right
me finish.
now.
I said in route running. Alone.
No,
maybe currently we talking all time.
Yeah, currently, yeah, Justin's the best route runner and probably the most complete open field receiver in football. But
Yes.
all time, nah, AB looks like Jerry Rice.
Yeah,
Oh no, I didn't say all
AB
time.
is just
I said because you guys brought up Devontae and who else and Julio. I said Justin Jefferson. I think because I mean Julio always
He'll get there someday. There someday, but now
the route running skills.
I'm a Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I don't think Julio was great on the route tree as he was just being a freak athlete, bro, and knowing how to fucking use his size.
He had great balance.
Julio had his own route. Like he's the only one that has his own route.
Wait, y'all forgetting something with AB. AB ain't but 5'10".
That's what I said. I brought that up. AB's not 6 feet tall.
AB just didn't have no weaknesses. That's what
the nigga was 5'10", $180, and he was scorching people.
I know.
He didn't have no weaknesses.
That's why I was saying that. Like, yes, I agree. His route running skills were incredible, but I just think to me, even though his route running skills were incredible,
Justin is a
let me say this. He always blew off the top off of defenses. So his route running was irrelevant. No, he was always a great route runner, but he was always a receiver was always lagging behind with him in any route.
You need to go back and watch some AB highlights. AB ran everything, bro.
Yeah,
no, I know what I'm saying.
But it wasn't just strictly off of speed, though, bro. Like I say, it was technique.
He was good at everything, man.
Yeah,
he had no
receiver.
weaknesses.
He had no weakness. He didn't. People like I said because he lost his mind and did all that crazy stuff. People don't talk about him. If AB had retired after they won that Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
They're gonna have to put AB in the Hall of Fame.
He's gonna because he got a 5-year stretch that's incredible. Like he's gonna go. It's gonna take a while.
He'll give him the TO treatment because he's too controversial. But let's get back to the video.
Never been done before. 2 players, actually 3, because you're part of it too. 3 players. You got Prime, Asante Samuel, and you. You one that loves to break down film. He's also one that loves to break down film. Now, just picture this. You talk about you think Cat Williams did a whole bunch of numbers? What do you think you and Son sitting down?
That he's ever gotten. After tonight, I'm done with this. There's nothing to debate.
My bad.
There's no one going to say he's in the realm of time. He's in the realm of Darrelle Revis. He's in the realm of Rod Woodson or a Charles Woodson or a Darryl Green or a Mel Blunt. He's not. I don't give a damn what he says about the film. He played more. Look, bro, you have an unbelievable career. Congratulations. You're just not.
And again,
time.
Now listen, and again, everybody keeps saying that. That's what's losing me. Everybody's giving him. No one is saying he's a bum. No one's saying you got carried by the defense. No one is saying any of those things. Everybody's saying, "Hey, bro, you were great. You are a great player, right? But you're not the GOAT, dog."
And that's okay. That's my beef with LeBron. Like LeBron, it's okay you're not Jordan. Like it's okay. It doesn't hurt. Even it's crazy.
No, I can't let you do that. No. Because the LeBron Jordan, as much as I don't like it, is an actual argument. This
No.
Asante, like Unc is saying, this is not even an argument. This is not even shouldn't be a fucking discussion.
Yeah,
This is like this is like
if I'm
saying
wrong, but I've never heard anybody go Deion Sanders, Asante Samuel.
Never.
It was always Revis and Prime. Revis and Prime.
That's what I'm talking.
Oh,
That's
Revis and Woods.
Yeah, I can
It
agree
wasn't
with
even the
that.
third name. Asante Samuel was never even the third name, and it like everybody was Patriots fans for everybody was on the Patriots bandwagon for at least a good 5-6 years.
Yeah,
this is like this would be like Kawhi Leonard saying he's the greatest NBA player of all time.
Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, like what are we talking about, bro?
Yeah,
You're great. You're great. Player, you're Hall of Famer,
great.
but you're not in the GOAT conversation.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
you're not in the GOAT, bro.
Yeah, no.
You're not Time. You're not Revis. Hold on. Did he make an all-decade team? Because Time made all-decade, and he's one of the 100 greatest players of all time. Let's see his resume. Let's see his body of work. I complimented. I said, Time don't believe in wasted motion. The T-step worked well for Asante. I gave him a compliment. Let's see his resume. So he didn't make all-decade. 4-time Pro Bowler. 1-time All-Pro. How many Pro Bowls did Time make? How many all-team? Yeah. Same number of Super Bowls. But one guy was a Defensive Player of the Year. One guy as a defensive back swung the balance of power.
Bro.
Oh, we forgot Stephon Gilmore.
Defensive.
I would say
Stephon Gilmore.
That's a prime example. I love Giddy Lock, but that's an example of as soon as he went to the Cowboys, it was like he was a shell of himself.
Yeah, man. Now that's it. Now that's a guy, Asante. I could say, yeah, Asante's probably got a better resume.
So defensive player of the year as a corner.
That's hard to do.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Who was the last person that got a safety as a who was a safety? I forgot.
Stephon Gilmore.
No, not as a corner, as a safety.
Bob Sanders, I think.
Yeah.
Bob Sanders and Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu.
Troy got
either
one.
Troy or Ed Reed had to be one of those two.
And that's over.
I
That's
know for a
almost
fact
20
Troy got
years
one.
ago. That's literally almost 20 years ago.
And like I said, that was a safety, not a fucking, not a corner.
They do a lot more than the corner.
No, but
So-
I'm talking about any kind of defensive back to win that thing. I mean, usually it goes to whoever has the most sacks for that year.
Yeah, and think. Yeah,
Most sacks and most tackles.
Yeah.
This what they was doing with Deion. That what they would do is they will put Deion on your best receiver. They would double the second receiver and stuff the box. You can't throw the ball. I know you're going to run the ball. So you became just by adding Deion, your team have became one-dimensional.
Right. That's what somebody brought up about him having offensive coaches. You didn't have to have a great defensive-minded coach because the scheme is put Deion on the best guy. He's going to take him out the game, double the other guy, and we're going to stop the run. What you going to do?
Yep. Imagine somebody like a Bill Parcells or like a not even a Belichick, but I forgot what's the other dude. He used to coach the Rams, Jeff Fisher. Even though Jeff Fisher, I'm not the biggest fan of. You know, he did play for my Steelers though. But imagine him having like someone like that. Imagine someone like Pete Carroll having a prime.
Oh my God! Can you imagine Deion in the Legion of Boom?
Yo,
you wouldn't score. You can't score.
How many DBs can say swung the balance of power? He go to one team to keep the other team from going. He go to the other team and keep that team from going. Bro, you had an unbelievable career. You went to a Pro Bowl. You're an All-Pro. You're not Time, and that's not a knock. It's okay. It's okay. But I don't know why you're getting mad at me. I tell you what, go find the GM, go find the coach, go find the player that says Asante Samuel is the equivalent or better than Time. That's all you got to do.
Time.
Yeah, your son won't say you better than Time, and he a junior.
He getting
That was disrespectful. That Unc went too far with that one.
Yeah.
Even your son won't say you better than Time, and he a junior.
He might not say it publicly, but he'll say it behind closed doors.
He might have to come see you.
One thing about sports conversations, that especially in modern times, man, the thing is, bro, this be the time when people, if they got a beef with you, now they can really get at you and under the guise of we're just talking sports.
That's my thing, man. And again, everybody's saying the same thing. It's too many different people because he was an era before. Unc was an era before him, right? And now you got Ryan Clark that played in the same era as him saying the same shit, right? So if you got like Unc is a offense guy, but when you got a defense guy saying the same shit, bro, what are we talking about here?
It's not even. You know what I respect about Shannon? He don't mince words. Like,
no, he don't. You gotta
let me say I remember when Tony Gonzalez. And I used to love watching Tony when he used to play for the Hawks, right? Now even when we played on the Chiefs, but growing up, I mean, I'm sorry, the Falcons. I'm sorry, the Falcon. Always get it mixed up. But like to watch him play, I thought he was like the best tight end outside of Gronkowski that I ever saw, right? Because he was so smooth coming out of the line of scrimmage. But then you had Gronkowski, then you have Kelsey, right? But if you Shannon will say this, like he puts Gronkowski and Kelsey above him.
I don't agree with that, but
I don't agree with that either. But
I think to me Gronk is the best.
Gronk,
I wouldn't argue. And people got mad at me when I said this because I was like, I don't have Tony Gonzalez over motherfucking Unc. I don't have him over. I don't have him.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely arguable, right? Especially
it's an argument, but I do I mean, Unc has a better resume overall because he got the rings. But we just talking tight end for tight end. I only got Tony G second to Gronkowski.
I don't know if you can put him over Kelsey, bro.
I got him top 5, and also my top 5.
Go back and watch him, man. That's a Mount Rushmore, no question. But
Tony, like I said, and what's so crazy is what Gonzalez left like. What was it? 1 or 2 seasons before Mahomes?
He left.
How many seasons did he leave before Mahomes got
He
there?
definitely left way before.
He left way before.
Way before? Was it that old?
Yeah, he retired.
I know the Falcons was his last team, right? Falcons was last for him.
Yeah, he played 2 years in Atlanta. He retired way before Mahomes even came to the league.
Oh shit, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
But no, it's just yeah. Go ahead.
But my bad. But
go ahead.
Fantastic.
Hold on,
I know you got Kelsey above Tony G, but you need to go back and watch Tony G and remember he never had an elite quarterback.
That's the thing.
That's what I was about to ask. Castle, was he with Castle and
Matt Castle, Elvis Garbach or something like that. His best quarterback was Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan at Atlanta.
And that's when he was like God mode, bro. Like you couldn't. I love watching him, bro. Like, and I'm not even a Falcon fan.
Matt Ryan is a borderline Hall of Famer, and that's his best quarterback. Gronk had Brady. Kelsey had Mahomes. Unc had Elway. Tony G had Matt Ryan as his best quarterback.
That's a great argument. I ain't gonna hold you. And you can't forget. I don't know if you can go back, but Kellen Winslow as well.
Yeah, him too. He's top 10.
But still, I was definitely the rings mean something, bro. Yeah,
no, they mean. That's why I can't get mad at people putting Kelsey above him or Unc above him. I'm just looking at it. Goes back to the greatest versus best conversation we were having earlier.
And like you said, overall, so I mean,
we just talking skill set as a tight end.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't. So that's what I would argue, right? So I've never seen Kelsey be a tremendous blocker, right? As a fucking tight end compared to like Gronk.
He does what's called the rub, like a tight end rub.
Yeah,
and then he pops out.
But again, too, he doesn't have to because you got one of the most mobile quarterbacks of all time, and you know, accurate, and you can do fucking everything. So that's what I'm saying.
Do y'all know that Kelsey entered the NFL a year before Gronk? And
yeah, Kelsey's been in the NFL for a while. In fact, Kelsey wasn't even really a starter until Mahomes got there. You know what I mean?
I forgot about Antonio Gates.
Kelsey was a role player. Antonio Gates, I have him borderline top 5.
Yeah, he number 5 to me.
Number 5. The thing about Gates was Gates, unfortunately, was again. I mean, no rings for one, and then number 2, injuries played a big factor in why I wouldn't put Gates over guys like Tony G, Kelsey, guys like that, because his injuries ended up like they inhibited him, right? Whereas Kelsey's injured also, but Kelsey's still Kelsey, Gronk, and they're still game changing when they play injured.
But I kind of give the argument. I give the same argument to Shannon Sharpe, right? That you would make for Prime, right? The dude was able to be dominant on different teams in different eras and different systems. That takes a lot. Gronk, now, mind you, Gronk ended up going with Brady, but you know, you built that rapport, and that's the best offensive tandem I mean,
I love
It's a
Shannon,
top.
but,
It's a
but the
top.
difference
It's
between
the
him.
equivalent of Jerry Rice.
no, it's
No,
not top. It's the best.
I was gonna
It's
say
the
this.
best.
You might. This is why I don't
I
put
still
Shannon.
got Jerry Rice. I still got Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, and I also got Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison.
No, I was gonna say this.
They got 4 rings together, and I'm pretty sure Gronk has the record for most TDs by tight end, right?
We talking about
Kelsey
tandems?
got that now.
Tandems. I still got Joe. I still got Joe.
Kelsey got more touchdowns than Gronk now.
I believe so. I think Kelsey actually got more touchdowns in the playoffs than Jerry Rice, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I know he broke a couple of Rice's records in the last 2 years, but this is what I was going to say. The difference, to me personally, I got Gronk ahead of all of them.
Yeah, definitely.
But the reason why I say it is because with Gronk, it's like dealing with Calvin Johnson. Like you had to double him or have somebody shade him outside of, like, if you were having like a nickel corner or a nickel patch, like you couldn't go one-on-one with him, and he was a tight end.
No,
so
we all wrong. Well, according to this, hold on. Let me see what year this was.
I know he broke.
So no. Antonio Gates has the most touchdowns of any
tight end.
Tight end. Then it's Tony Gonzalez. Then it's Rob, and Travis Kelce's at 80 now. This was October of last year, so I don't. It made it.
I was saying playoff.
Gates and Rivers are probably the deadliest combo to not make a Super Bowl. There was that year Phil threw 40-something touchdowns and he didn't make the playoffs. I don't know
how the Chargers didn't win one. They had Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates, and LT,
right?
And Sean Merriman
and Sean Merriman. I don't know how that team didn't win a Super Bowl.
Steve Chambers.
Yeah, you know what it was? Schottenheimer didn't know how to coach defense.
Marty, because coach, I'm a huge Marty Schottenheimer.
But he took him. But he took him 15-1,
14-2.
Situationally,
they were 15-1.
No, they went 14-2. They lost to
they lost
to
Kansas
City, and they lost to
to Peyton, I believe. I think it was.
Yeah, but either way, I don't mean to be facetious, bro. I didn't mean to correct you like that, but like, I remember that season because they were the best offense and defense in the league. I mean, that should have been one of the 5 best teams of all time. But like the gentleman said just now, bro, Coach Schottenheimer was a great man. God rest his soul. Right. That man, I hate to say it because, like I said before, I think his son's coaching the Cowboys now. Coach Schottenheimer was not a clutch. He was not a clutch coach, bro. God rest his soul.
I said situationally, yeah, he was.
Nah, God rest his soul, and he was the man. He was the offensive coordinator that found Jerry Rice. That's how much respect I got for the man, right? He found Jerry Rice. So I'll be the first person to tell you I love Coach Schottenheimer, but the truth is the truth. And you know, man, that was one of the most talented football teams ever. You know, that's not even hyperbole, but you know what I'm saying?
What you do with teams like that?
And Gronk got the most touchdowns by a tight end in the Super Bowl. So that's what it was.
Yeah. Do y'all know that Kelsey arrived in the NFL a year before Gronk, and he just passed him in yards like last year?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean,
that Gronk, that he was something different.
Not just different, bro. He was barely human on the field. He was barely. Right. A gentleman by the name of Darius Leonard. Darius Leonard. He went to South Carolina State. He played linebacker for the Colts. I met him, and I asked him about different players, and I asked him about who was the hardest play, who was the most difficult guy you ever. He was a linebacker. Who was the most difficult guy you ever defended? He gave me 2 names. He gave me Gronkowski and he gave me Drew Brees. He said it was like against Gronkowski, it was like trying to tackle a bus, and against Drew Brees, it's like he's saying, and he played for the Colts, right? And he was telling me, says, bro, playing against Drew Brees was like playing against a supercomputer. Like, bro, there was never a time we were in the right position for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he gets the ball out.
Let's be real, man. You coming? I'm the wrong one.
What you doing? Where you going?
I got that. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. I complimented you. I said you had an outstanding career. I say the T-step served you well. I just said you weren't tired. That's okay. If somebody says, you know what, Shannon, you had an unbelievable career. Shannon, you went to 8 Pro Bowls, you're a first-team All-Pro, you're an all-decade player, you're in the Hall of Fame, but you ain't Gronk. Okay. You ain't Travis Kelce. Okay. But you ain't gonna go no other tight end and be talking about you ain't that. If you want to say,
shout out to Unc. Hey, y'all better watch out with that motherfucking Tony Gonzalez shit.
Respect.
I'm just going off what I saw, bro.
Hey, Tony was cold, dog.
Again, and I'm
Tony,
with you. Bro,
there wasn't a ball that Tony couldn't catch.
And think about this, but think about this.
Hardware, bro. You got.
I got
bro.
you.
But hold on. Time out. Okay. Let's
I'm just
go
talking about
logic.
individual. I'm just going individually by. That's my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Individually, skill set. You got to think about this. He did not have an elite quarterback, and there was no. He was the number one target. They know where the ball was going, and they couldn't stop him.
I got you.
Like he was putting up receiver numbers.
This is why I can't agree with you on that. Fantastic, especially in football, because then if you'd have to eliminate people like Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson.
No. But you know what? And that's no. And I'm glad you brought that up. You helped my point because I was going to use that. One of the big reasons that people say, and a lot of people say, hey, coin flip on Jerry and Randy, right? And
who said that?
A lot of what, bro? You hadn't heard him say it?
A lot of people. I've heard people say that, but I mean,
no, hold on. What's the podcast that Shady them got?
Brandon Marshall said that, and Ocho was thinking that.
You had the argument of what motherfuckers say that they picking motherfucking Moss over fucking.
They would say Jerry between Jerry and T.O. was a toss up.
That's an argument. That's a better conversation.
Randy Moss is just he in a class of his own, bro.
That's not even enough for debate.
Randy Moss is just
hold on.
Jerry Rice is like the Wayne Gretzky of football. Like you don't even bring his name up.
If Randy's in the class of his own, Jerry's above that class.
Now y'all saying now you're saying exactly what I'm saying. Most people, it's an understood thing as to where again the GOAT of wide receivers is supposed to be Jerry Rice, but despite him not having a ring, bro, he's Moss is in the room. Now it's a little harder to make the argument for Calvin Johnson because he cut his career short, but you know, I mean, when it comes to effectiveness and results. Yeah, I would definitely have him in the argument. I can't see a receiver that I'm going to put in T.O. So right, what
T.O. To me, T.O. and Moss are battling for two.
So that's what I'm saying. But and then
and they ain't got no rings between them.
Yeah, T.O. never got a ring, right?
Yeah, they ain't got a ring. They only won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So no, so that's what I'm saying. So no, there's people that get their props without the fucking ring. Barry Sanders is another great example. Barry Sanders never run no motherfucking ring. He's still people to this day say he better than motherfucking Emmitt Smith.
Yeah,
he is better than Emmitt Smith.
If Randy Moss is in a class of his own, Jerry's above that class. There was
that's what I'm saying.
I can't say Randy's in a class of his own.
No, you put Randy Moss on that team, they will win 6 Super Bowls.
On what team?
What
on
team?
the 49ers.
I mean,
we could win the one with an undefeated team against the fucking Giants.
Right. That wasn't
they had maybe the great.
Wait. Yeah, bro. Yes. I hate as much as I hate this. Hurts me to say this. I want to fucking pluck my fucking eyeball out of my head. But at this point, it's unequivocally fucking Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever.
No question.
So he had the greatest quarterback ever on all he needs was one game, bro.
That wasn't Randy's fault though.
You can't, man. It's not about faults, man. I mean,
can't put that on Randy.
That's the highest scoring football team ever, and they still did. That's the highest scoring football team ever, and they still didn't win the Super Bowl.
But I'm saying you got there and you couldn't get it done.
Actually, you got it reversed. If you put Jerry Rice on that 07 Patriots team, they win that game.
I agree with that. Now, I agree with that because you know why? Because I would think the biggest reason why they lost that game was because that front seven was not. That's one of the best front sevens of all time.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm from New York. Trust me. Yeah. OC. I don't know if OC, but yeah, I think you know. Yeah.
OC, Mike,
Strahan, OC, Justin Tuck.
Yeah. That was after the nigga blew his hand up, didn't it?
No.
That came later.
That's JPP. You talking about? You talking about JPP?
JPP was a rookie.
But
JPP was on the second one. JPP was on 2011 team.
Yo,
he wasn't there for the first one.
Bears blew his damn foot off or some shit.
Shot himself in the leg.
Hey, Gronk, if you want to say Kelsey, Shannon, you not that. I ain't finna fight you, but you ain't gonna go no more. You ain't gonna go no more because when I left, every record that a tight end could have, I had it. Catches, yards, touchdowns, most yards in a game.
Hey, so hold on.
That's a good
Now that
point.
you mentioned that, when we factor in the numbers and statistics, does that play any factor in Asante's case, or it doesn't matter? Just curious.
He had more pass breakups and fewer interceptions. How many pick sixes did he have? All I know is when I left the game, I had every record that a tight end could possibly have. Ain't nobody had them but me. Now they don't came.
Now, that's a point. Now that's what we talking about. For you gotta pay attention to like, hey, Unc was in a league of his own, bro. Before all of these people we talking about came after him.
Unc was definitely in a league of his own.
He
revolutionized the position.
Yes, thank you. So he is to tight ends what Prime is to the cornerback. So you gotta give him credit and weight there. It's not just the fact of the matter that he made and paid the way for motherfucking hey.
Well, I gotta slightly disagree. He was he was that until Gronk showed up.
Yeah, but he was well retired. That's what I'm not arguing that. This is what I'm saying.
But look how long it's been since Prime retired, and we ain't got nobody above him.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about.
That's greatness.
Let him finish his point. Let him finish his point.
Arguing that, but still you gotta but when Shannon Sharpe retired, who would you have then a better fucking tight end than him?
Nobody.
Even those guys we're naming now either wasn't in the league yet, or even Gonzalez was Gates older than Gonzalez, or who's in first?
I think they came in around the same time.
Yeah, they around the same time.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So neither one of these guys were even playing. That's what I'm talking about. They weren't even in the league.
So yeah. No, Shannon Sharpe's the top 3 tight end of all time. He was better than Kellen Winslow and all those other guys. I mean, he has rings, he has records. I mean, John Elway was always he helped. Now, don't get me wrong. John Elway was always a great quarterback. Shannon Sharpe helped him become a legend. Shannon Sharpe helped John Elway become a legend.
No, don't get it twisted. No, it was TD that made
TD as well. And TD as well. Don't get me wrong. John Elway, as we know, is the top 5.
Right? Is he just?
Absolutely.
I forgot
John Elway's he's a top 5 quarterback of all time. Top 5 quarterback. That's not even an argument. He's top 5.
Don't get me wrong, fantastic. If you got Shannon 2, I ain't mad at it. I ain't got him no worse than 3. I'm just saying, for my personal preference, I would
put him at 3. I would put Kelsey over him. I
can't do that. I can't do that.
I don't. You know what? I used to put Kelsey over him, but not after this.
No. You know what? No. You're right. Listen again. Kelsey don't block. Kelsey don't have the technique that.
No, it wasn't even that. Like, Kelsey looked old this last Super Bowl. I feel as though
his fall offs a lot. Yeah, I know what you mean. His fall offs a lot steeper and a lot harsher than.
I don't want to say. Whoa. I think you might be jumping the gun there. Now hold on. You had back-to-back showings of the same team that fucking game plan and went and got players just to beat the team that you lost to last year. I don't want to say he fell off just yet.
That's not true. Hold on. Time out. So first let's look at.
Time out what?
Because I've heard people say this about the Eagles. The Eagles didn't build their team around stopping the Chiefs. They just drafted well.
Okay, and what did they draft?
They first of all,
linebacker.
So what did they draft, brother?
Oh, because you know why I can. Let me tell you, because trust me, I'm a Madden. I'm literally called. I'm like a Madden king in this bitch. Let me say this: they had outside of Sweat, you had Nolan. You had, I forgot the other dude. They drafted like 3 interior linemen, and then you had the African Nigerian dude as a corner who was they're both on. They have 2 corners on that are rookies. That's unheard of, right? So you can't say you can't say that they. No, I'm not, because it's not like you don't know that on a first-year contract, right? And then here's another thing too. Bradbury got injured. That's the only reason why. They were able to play them so many games, because their first starter.
They drafted him for that reason, though.
They did not.
What?
They did not draft to try to beat the Chiefs. Their scheme was not to. No, I'm telling you, that's not what it was.
So let's walk this down.
You want to know another reason why too? If you look at,
let's walk it down though. So okay, you make it to the big game last year, right? You lose. All right.
It wasn't last year though.
It was 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't like it was like, okay, we got to go at the Chiefs. No, because
2 years ago. All right, so hold on. Who did the Chiefs beat last year?
they beat the
49ers.
49ers.
They beat 49ers twice.
Yeah, they beat Philly, then they beat the 49ers, and then they were trying to
Exactly.
go for the third. But
Yeah.
as
No,
your
they
que-
beat
here's the thing.
here's how the Chiefs dance go. They beat the 49ers, lost to the Bucks, beat the Eagles, and beat
Beat the Eagles and they beat the
49ers again.
49ers. Yeah, beat the 49ers again.
They went to 4 straight. We went to 5 straight.
Yeah, something like that. But no, Azri, I disagree. They draft. Don't get me wrong. Their team was a line of scrimmage monster. My biggest thing with the Eagles, they drafted the best offensive line in the game of football seen in years. But to beat the Chiefs, yes, I have to agree with Fantastic and others in the chat. They did draft linebackers and also safeties because the thing is, they might have had the line of scrimmage play to go head to head with the Chiefs. The thing is, you need great linebackers to cover Kelce late in the game. That's how you beat them. Because the Chiefs, in a close game late, you cannot afford. I'd rather you leave Tyreek Hill open than Travis Kelce, because Travis Kelce open is bad news. Travis Kelce open is bad news.
Because he always finds a way to come out. Because I get what he's saying. Because linebackers, because his route running skills is
because Travis Kelce, at least when Tyreek Hill's open, as fast as he is, at least I might say there's a chance to make a big hit. Travis Kelce is gonna probably run.
His route running skills is gonna
time out.
He's gonna get open over linebackers and safety.
Y'all tripping about Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's not getting knocked out by anybody. If he gets on the field, he's gone.
Yeah, usually, but I'm just saying.
He has to. No, but this is why. And
but Travis
I love
Kelce
that.
more.
I would love to play Madden with
Tyreek
you guys, because this is what you do. You play with somebody like a Tyreek. You don't all you got to do is not make him blow the top off your defense. I know that's easier said than done, but all you got to do is just have your have like a cover 3 and make sure that your corners and your nickel corners playing all the way outfield so that he can't blow the top off of you man to man, right?
But we've seen, but Tyreek Hill don't gotta blow the top off defense to just run by you. He'll just run by you.
No, but you make him ineffective, because that's how he's like what you call a trickle down economy in the offense. Like if you gonna have him go do these go routes, then everybody else is gonna do these intermediate hitch routes, these crossing routes and stuff like that, because the defense is just focused on him not blowing the top off.
But
your defense.
No, you making it seem like Tyreek Hill is just like Deshaun Jackson. He's just gonna go run goals and slant.
Hell yeah! You see how Xavier Worthy. You see how they use Xavier Worthy is the same way they use Tyreek Hill with Tyreek Hill.
Absolutely. When he was with KC.
No, even with Miami, like they've been
No. I'm saying when he was with KC, you tell me they just used him as a deep threat?
Yeah,
absolutely not. Damn, Tyreek Hill would catch the ball, catch like a 5-yard slant and take that jump 90 yards. What are you saying?
No. But I'm not saying like every single time, but he opened up the. You got to admit.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I would say because he is such a threat, you have to account for that. I get what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay,
you're not going to allow him to just. He's one of those. He's a speed burner. He's a speed burner.
You're right. I get what you're saying.
I'm looking at the joint right now. So and they went to the Super Bowl. What? 2023, right?
Yeah.
So we can't count that. Okay, but in 2023, their first pick was Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
Right. Defensive lineman.
And Nolan.
Georgia.
And then Nolan Smith, O-line, Tyler Steen.
Nolan Smith's a linebacker.
Not linebacker.
And you got
outside linebacker.
Carter. No, you said Carter. You got Nolan. And I think you got that dude named Smith.
Steen, Tyler Steen's offensive line. Then everything else was like DB, QB, defensive end. Now in 2024, cornerback, Keon Mitchell, cornerback. Cooper DeJean.
That's the white dude.
Back.
Yeah.
Jay Lynx Hunt, defensive end. Then you got running back, wide receiver, linebacker, O-line. So, bro, they've been, you know what I mean? I mean, come on. They definitely had.
What I'm implying is they weren't necessarily like, it wasn't like, oh, we're gonna build to defeat that team. Like I think they were just building off of what they wanted to go off of. Like, okay, they got Saquon. So there's two kind of defenses that teams that you can kind of play with that kind of personnel. You have it where you run the ball more than you throw it. So that means that your team has more time. Your offense has more time on the field, right? So that gives your defense more time to rest. And then you have a front seven defense that don't allow to run. So it's like you run the ball and you stop the run kind of a game plan.
Starting their fucking run. The motherfucker they couldn't get the damn ball out.
No, what I'm saying is, all right, so like when you look at how
I'm not arguing what you're saying. What I'm saying is if you can fucking you stop everything if you stop the motherfucking QB from even getting off a pass or getting.
But here's the thing, they weren't even I hear what you're saying. They were
getting penetration. This is the most fucking Patrick Mahomes been touching his career, not to mention a Super Bowl.
No, I hear what you're saying. But even if you look at this is why I got respect for Stafford. Stafford wasn't getting hit like that. And you can argue that Stafford had a worse O-line than KC. But what happened was the defense is built off of, okay, I'm gonna shade the receiver, so they're gonna play what's called like a cover 2, and they're gonna cover the flats where like you can only throw in the flat, and then as soon as you come to the flat, we're gonna run to the whoever got the ball, right? But their main focus of their defense, because through the defensive line, is stopping the run. That's why if you notice when that guy, I forgot, he looks like Samoan, like Polynesian. He ran when the Rams running back ran the ball. He fumbled the ball like twice in that game when it was snowing.
All right.
Came along and broke him. Gonzo broke him, and Gaze did this, and Gronk and this and that. But I don't know why he mad at me. I gave him a compliment.
Yeah.
I said he had an outstanding career. Yeah. I said the T-step for him served him well.
Mm-hmm.
This episode of Nightcap is brought to you by Cologuard, a non-invasive colon cancer screening test. I can study history. Top 10 corner. So we got Time, we got Revis, we got Mel Blount, we got Rod Woodson, we got Darrell Green, we got Niels Williams, we got Mel Blount. Okay, that's 7 right there. Where are we going to put him? In the list of all time and the history of the NFL, is he cracking the top 10? That's your homeboy. He from Florida. I want you to tell me. You tell me.
Where would you put him?
No, I ain't where I'm asking you. I just named 7 guys. Which one of those 7 guys you putting him in front of?
You heard me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm asking you.
Oh, I forgot about Champ Bailey. You put him in front of Champ?
You ain't answer the question.
Are you putting him in front of Champ?
You heard me?
I'm listening, yeah.
Where would you put him?
No, I asked you.
No, I asked you the questions.
Yes.
No, I'm asking you, where do you rank him? Based on what you thought.
I just asked this man a simple question. I gave him 7, 8 names.
Question. He addressed you, so I'm asking you, where do you rank him?
I already done said it. Are you putting, he's not in front of Time. He's not in front of Revis. He's not in front of Rod Woodson. He's not in front of Charles Woodson. He's not in front of Mel Blount. He's not in front of Niels Williams. He's not in front of Champ Bailey. That's 7.
Okay.
That's 7 guys.
Okay, now
who is he in front of? Is he top 10 all time in the history? Dick Night Train Lane, Emil Tunnel. Is he in?
Hey,
I'm just asking. He got all these facts. Who is he in front of? I'll tell you what. Who is he in front of the list that I just named?
And you name all time, like all time.
He talking like he all time great. That's the problem. Nobody got a problem with him saying he's not good. You talking about all time great. The guy that I list, he's at the front of the line. Mel Blount, defensive player of the year. Charles Woodson, defensive player of the year. Rod Woodson, defensive player of the year. There been a lot of guys.
Shit, you know who I forgot to put up too?
Yeah. He talking like he in that group. Look, we go into a room in the Hall of Fame. Okay, we go into a room. We all into a room, but there are certain guys at certain tables. We in the room, but we not at that table.
Let me ask you a question.
He don't get Sherman yet.
Would you guys put Asante over Aqib Talib?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Aqib was solid to borderline great. Asante was great, but he just not. I don't know about legendary.
Where do you put it? Okay, let me ask. Well, what about Jalen Ramsey?
Jalen Ramsey is still pretty young, man.
Yeah,
I might take Jalen over Asante.
No,
and
I got
Jalen's still pretty young.
Jalen Ramsey's what?
Wait. What are we saying? Are we saying who has the better career or at their peak?
At their peak.
At their peak, still Asante.
I might take Jalen over Asante.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey. No, those years. Listen, those years in fucking Jacksonville, Jalen Ramsey was
that Duval Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, I might take him over Asante.
Teach his own. Teach his own.
Super Bowl rings, bro.
Teach his own. Teach his
Yeah,
own.
Asante definitely got the
Now,
better
obviously,
career.
that's the argument of where you play at.
Now you're killing your argument you said earlier about the whole situation, right? Bro, he played on like some of the greatest defensive teams and the one of the greatest defensive coaches of all time, bro. Okay, you can't say what Jalen Ramsey was able to do. Is I don't even know who was the fucking coach for Jacksonville at that time.
Was it Del Rio?
Yeah,
no, it wasn't Del Rio.
No, Del Rio.
Tom Coughlin.
Tom Coughlin. That's it.
So let me ask you.
Coughlin was done by then.
I'll tell you this.
No. He
was there. He came back. He came back to coach,
stint.
and I want to say then now it's the GM.
So let me ask you, where would you guys? Because I think he's an underrated. This person I'm about to mention is an underrated corner. It's two people actually. Where would you put him? Would you put him ahead of Chris Harris?
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris is another one. Chris is a good to borderline great, but I really can't say Asante is great. Asante is great.
Okay, all right. I got a couple people. See, I'm glad people said that because I love Ramsey. You got that dog in him. There's another person I want to bring up. How about Denzel Ward?
No,
Denzel's another one. Good, but I wouldn't say borderline.
Again, are we talking at their peak?
At their peak.
Yeah,
well, technically, Denzel's still kind of young though,
I'm taking Asante.
He ain't, Denzel haven't won anything.
But I mentioned this guy earlier, but at the peak, I might take Nnamdi Asomugha over Asante.
At the peak,
he was a great player. I don't know what happened after Oakland.
He went to a Philly.
He was with Michael Vick and them.
Yeah, he just fit that scheme, and he got it, and they basically made him they tried to turn him into Asante basically, but he is a man-to-man corner. They try to make him a cover 2, cover 3 corner. That's not what he does.
And that's hard because zone coverage requires people who actually know how to play football.
Right. If Nnamdi had stayed in Oakland, he'd have went to the Hall of Fame.
Oh
Probably.
yeah. Do y'all have where y'all rank? I got Rondé Barber over Asante.
Rodney was good.
I thought Rondé was a safety.
Corner.
Yeah, Rondé is a safety.
Rondé's a safety. He went.
Rodney Barber
was
a
safety. Corner.
Yeah.
No, he was in Tampa Bay. He was a safety.
No,
Rodney Barber was good, borderline great. But like I said,
he was a safety.
Asante's problem is he's comparing himself to not just Hall of Famers, but people who changed the game forever. I don't know if Asante has changed the game forever. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys in front of him, even Patrick Peterson from an athletic standpoint. Patrick Peterson as a prospect is a legendary. Patrick Peterson is 6'1", 225 pounds, and ran a 4.29. He changed the position forever. That's so. Just off that, probably Hall of Fame.
I got Peterson.
Yeah, Patrick is definitely over Asante.
Yeah, Patrick Peterson is a
Richard Sherman. I got Richard Sherman.
He's the Patrick Peterson is the Calvin
question.
Johnson of cornerback prospects. You know what I'm saying? So he changed the game.
This is gonna be a weird name because I'm just throwing out names because I just want to see where everybody's mind at, and I feel like I'm slightly biased. He's not necessarily my favorite player, but I enjoy watching him playing. What do you think about Tre'Davious White? Where do you rank him compared to Asante Samuel?
Trey is good. That's another LSU guy. That's another.
I like him.
That's another guy who was legendary in college.
I want to get to the Clark joint.
I just gave y'all a couple of names. I want you to tell me who he better than the list I listed. Who y'all put him in front of, chat? Y'all put him in front of Deion. Y'all put him in front of Revis. Y'all put him in front of Charles Woodson, Rod Woodson. Y'all put him in front of Mel Blount. Who are y'all putting Champ Bailey? Who are y'all putting him in front of? Asante Samuel. Who?
Hold on, I'm trying to see what the chat talking about.
No, I want you to see what the chat talking about. You played against him. What you talking about? You played against Charles Woodson. You played against Pat P. You played against Sherm. Who are you putting him in front of?
I ain't playing against Sherm. But I did my thing everywhere I went. You hear me? It was like Halloween. If I knock on the door, I'm coming to get some candy.
I'm asking you a simple question. Of the guy.
Didn't Revis motherfucking shut this nigga down?
0 for 0.
Yeah, but
no catches for no yards.
Chad deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
He does.
Well,
Yeah,
I
We're
agree.
not, nobody, I don't know. He's gonna I don't know, bro.
Chad played in the hardest defensive division ever.
But now you're strictly talking about TDs and yards. Where does he rank?
He played in the hardest
He's a top 20
ever.
receiver.
You know what? I'll say this.
But you can't do that though, because if you go by that, Calvin Johnson can't get in.
Well,
I agree.
Calvin ranks in the top 10 in a lot of categories.
Yeah.
But
Calvin's a lot of shit, bro.
Calvin
check
Johnson
this
didn't play
out.
10 years.
My thing is
Yeah,
this.
he's still in, man, and he dub. He made it. He made that many fucking catches. And
Yeah, man.
So we
Calvin
gotta look at this. Let's look at this in a different way. Torrey Holt just got into the Hall of Fame. I love Torrey Holt. I love watching him. Kurt Warner, I feel as though he's one of my favorite QBs of all time. Is Torrey Holt better than Chad?
Yeah.
No.
Hell no.
No.
Man,
At their best, no.
No.
You said Chad, but I'm thinking Megatron. Torrey
said
Holt.
Torrey
I'm thinking
Holt.
Chad Johnson. Is he better? Is he better than
No,
Ocho
it's not
Cinco?
better. No. Calvin Johnson's top 3 all time, probably.
Yeah, he's on Mount Rushmore.
No, absolutely, but I'm talking about Torrey Holt just got into the Hall of Fame, and what I'm saying is, if Torrey Holt got into that Hall of Fame, I don't even know did Eisen Bruce get into the Hall of Fame?
Eisen Bruce was in.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that they are that? I mean, I guess they're gonna look at the numbers. That's probably
Chad played in the hardest division. He played in the hardest division.
But see,
I agree with you on that.
Hold on,
but that's the problem, though. Calvin Johnson don't even have 100 touchdowns. He don't even have 1,000 catches, and he's in because we saw the nigga play.
Torrey Holt's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
He's not?
I thought it was.
I thought he got in this year.
No, yeah,
he got nominated this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's
I
not.
thought he got in.
Yeah, he's not. No.
Oh, you know what? He didn't get in this year because it was a very small class this year. There was only like 6 people.
Sterling Sharpe got in.
Sharpe got in.
So Chad can get in.
For sure.
That's my point. Like, if we're going to start, and I think you should. I don't think you should penalize guys just because they didn't have a 10-year plus career. If they would, my standard is, if they were elite at their position for 5 consecutive years, they're Hall of Famer to me.
All right,
okay,
so,
if that's the case, is Marshawn Lattimore above Asante Samuel?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Marshawn Lattimore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Marshawn Lattimore is an asshole. He's annoying as hell, but that's somebody.
He's a dog.
Yes,
he don't get a lot of attention.
He played against
as a Saints fan. That's a good argument. That's a good argument.
He's the only person I've seen rattle Mike Evans.
As a Saints fan, that's a good argument.
He rattled everybody.
Yeah, but Marshawn Lattimore at his peak was probably a top 3 corner in the league. That's a good
absolutely.
Now, Tre'Davious White, that's my little cousin.
So Calvin Johnson.
You from Shreveport?
Yeah, I'm from Shreveport. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Bay. Oh, he probably. I think we already met before.
Yo, so Calvin Johnson had 11,619 yards from 2007 to 2015. Chad Johnson had 11,059 yards from 2001 to 2011. So that's 8 years compared to 10 years, and Calvin Johnson had more catches, more touchdowns, all the other shit.
Yeah.
But Chad had a number 2 though. He had TJ.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. But
TJ was solid, but he ain't.
No, TJ had a couple.
We're not saying TJ should go in.
Hold on. CJ, you saying as in Calvin Johnson? Is it Megatron?
No, he's talking about TJ Husband.
Oh, he's saying okay.
TJ Husband, yeah, who's Rosado, yeah.
So that was another big thing too, and that people stopped talking about how he did have a little bit of a drop off once Tusmizada left.
Yeah. I mean, but the whole team fell apart. You remember Carson Palmer left.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Am I saying he doesn't eventually get in? But what did he never had did he ever lead the league in touchdowns? I don't think he did.
No, Calvin did several times.
League in yards 3 times.
That's what I'm saying. Who?
Chad Johnson? Chad, yeah.
Chad.
I don't remember.
Chad went to 7 straight Pro Bowls.
Hold on.
Because maybe he was top 5 receptions in your.
From 03 to 09, minus 1 year, he was a Pro Bowler. He didn't get it in no way. But
Yeah.
from 03
I'm
to
not
09,
saying he
he
wasn't a Pro Bowler. I'm just saying I don't know if he ever led the league in touch. Like I'm saying, Calvin Johnson was the most dominant force in football. Like most most of the years he played. You know what I'm saying? So
No,
yeah,
he
no.
was
So he never.
no.
Hold on. He never led the league in touchdowns. Okay, and he had the yards leader in 2006. He had
Right.
He had the most yards in one season.
He led. He
While
had
playing for this division.
Right, he played against the Ravens and the Steelers, and he led the league one year. And then the year before he had 14. Actually, the year before and after he had more yards.
Yeah, he had 14. Yeah, he had 14. Like you said, it's sandwich, but that means somebody beat him. Who beat him?
I don't know who beat him.
T.O.
Let's make this simple. Let's make this simple.
Marvin Harris, probably Marvin Harris. What's his name?
Wait. Because we can split hairs with the numbers. Let's just make it simple. From 03 to 08, is Chad Johnson a top 5 receiver in the league?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are we discussing? What are we discussing?
We're trying to say
you're talking about
if
Hall of
Calvin
Fame.
Johnson gets in the league. If he gets in the Hall of Fame, rather, excuse me, that means Chad Ochocinco should get in the Hall of Fame as well, because Chad, over a period of time, was just as prolific a receiver. Maybe not as dominant, but just as prolific.
I agree. I think Chad should get in.
So
I don't think it's much of an argument.
I'm not saying eventually, but it's gonna be a while. He's gonna have to wait for a minute. That's what I'm saying. He don't have enough. He don't have a resume to be in there, first or second or even third time around. Is what I'm saying.
Because Calvin broke the NFL record for receiving yards in a season. He's in Canton. Calvin's in Canton right now, just off the breaking the NFL record for receiving yards in a season. You know what I'm saying? He had 19. He almost had 2,000 yards receiving in a season.
That's the only thing I don't like about the NFL Hall of Fame is that they do different criteria for different guys. And
you're right about that.
Yeah, Shannon even made that point. It was like, well, okay, well, you had 3 rings, but you also had John Elway. And he was like, because Shannon Sharpe should have been the first ballot Hall of Fame. He had to wait 3-4 years.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I thought he was first ballot.
No, he had to wait like 3-4.
That's wild.
And they did the same thing with T.O. They made him wait 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, the only guy I saw didn't have to wait.
T.O. was all for politics, though.
Yeah, T.O.'s political. T.O.'s bullshit.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
First ballot.
That's why I make it simple. If I can look at a 5-year span of your career and you were one of the elite of your position, you're a Hall of Famer to me, bro.
Yeah, but hey, you not voting, brother.
Well, it's true.
Yeah, the only dude I've ever seen make the
I'm
Hall
looking
of
at it
Fame,
objectively.
the first year eligible.
I mean, look at it. Barry Bonds not even in the Hall of Fame, bro. So it is what it is.
And that's why nobody cares about the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Well, no, but again, so that's the same thing. That's Barry Bonds still not in. I thought they let him in.
Hell no, they ain't in.
They're probably never. They ain't never gonna let Barry Lamar in, bro.
No, they gotta let him in, bro. Come on, stop it.
But, they're never gonna. I don't know if they're ever gonna let him in, bro.
Which is stupid.
I that one mentioned. Who is he in front of?
And I wouldn't say in front of, because you mentioned the greats, but he has the numbers to be in the room. I know that much. And you base everything off numbers. When you talk about, let me finish before you say anything. When you talk about MJ in comparison to Michael Jordan, when it comes to debates in any other sport, we always bring up the numbers, but all of a sudden the numbers are ignored when it comes to now talking about in comparison.
He got 4 Pro Bowls. This dude got 4 Pro Bowls.
Listen to me, I'm not finished.
Okay.
But again, now we understand, but when we do a comparison based on greatness,
I'll tell you what, guess what? You had a former coach. Your former coach had 3 Pro Bowls and 62 picks. You taking Dick LeBeau?
Oh, hey, what you know about
numbers?
Hey, what you know about LeBeau, right? What you know about Deion?
You just told me numbers.
Coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what everything is based off of, right?
Yeah. No, okay, numbers. Okay, let's go all pros. Let's go Pro Bowls. Let's go all decade. Let's go defensive player of the year.
Right.
That's part of numbers also, just not picks.
Okay.
See, I look at it like this. If you get 6 picks and you give up 8 touchdowns, what have you done?
Okay, I see what you're doing. I
thought the job of a corner is to take away more than you give up.
Mm-hmm. That's a great combo.
I'm just waiting on this man to tell me who is he better than the list I named. Now we're gonna have, guess what? Let's have a conversation. Hopefully, Lord spare both of our lives, we're able to have a conversation another 10 to 15 years. I'm gonna need to see a gold jacket on his back. Because all the guys that I mentioned now, hey, Jalen Ramsey's gonna be coming up. Richard Sherman's gonna be coming up. Pat P's gonna be coming up. You see, what he trying to do, it's all about marketing. Bro, you played on the Patriots. Ty Law played on the Patriots. Ty Law got a red jacket and a gold jacket. So don't.
I stand corrected. Stand corrected.
You ain't that good job about marketing. Who was on TV more than the Patriots? Ocho.
Oh, during that 20 years.
During that time, who?
Yeah.
Oh, so now it's marketing. Time ain't no marketing, bro. Yeah, he marketed himself to know how to parlay that. But that man on the field, you better go check them tapes. Easy you can, but you can't.
That's a great conversation, bro. That's a good one, yeah.
Oh, Willie Brown, Mike Haynes. Mike Haynes got nine Pro Bowls. You better go check.
Ooh.
That's a great combo.
He going old school.
Shout out to Unc for being, like I said, a historian of the game, man. Let me do this and then we'll get up out of here. The Ryan Clark shit. Ryan Clark also had to put his 2 cents in, so let me get this shit and we'll go after this.
Deion Sanders are having a conversation about football. And you talk about two lions having a conversation. But one of them's Mufasa, though. The other one's Scar. Right? And don't get me wrong, in their own right, both of them were very powerful, right? But there's a
Can
reason
you pause it real quick?
why they got the Hall.
Did he say the other one was Scar?
Yeah, Scar.
Yeah, I don't do that. That nigga ain't even Scar.
Hall of Fame. There is no Hall of Very Good. Now, you can have the conversation between Asante and Deion Sanders when you're talking about technique. I train DBs, right? And by the time I get them there in college and in the league, I don't change anything they do. If you want a T-step, we're going to figure out how to make that efficient. If you're a bicycle guy, we're going to make sure that you don't run in place. Let's just fix that, right? That's a conversation we can have. But let's not stat watch, Asante. Let's not throw rocks at a tank. You were good. You played zone well. You had good eyes, right? But we cut the film on, like, you get cooked because your eyes, as good as they were in zone, they were bad in man.
Again. Ryan Clark was a safety, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right? You could get double moved, right? We understood that. Deion Sanders shifted the power of the entire NFL. Deion Sanders played for one team, covered the other team's Hall of Famer, and won a Super Bowl. So the other team said, how do we beat that team? We can't get their quarterback. Let's go get the next best thing. Let's go get Deion Sanders. And then he went to the other team and covered the other Hall of Famer and won a Super Bowl with them. And then, just when he got bored, he played offense. Before that, he was the best returner in football. And so I don't believe that the way you play in a career should preclude you from being able to have conversations about technique. But if Troy said something preposterous, I would text him and be like, TP, you know that's not right. Because intellectually, I could have that conversation with him. If Ed Reed said that, if Ronnie Lott said that, if Sean, God rest his soul, was here to say that, I'd be like, guys, like that's not right. But what I ain't gonna do is say, hey, let's pull out the film and look at these stats, and I'm gonna say that I'm as good as you were ever. Because that's not true, Asante Samuel. It's not a conversation. You are not in that conversation. Before you get in that conversation, it's a lot of people from your time playing in the league that's in that conversation more than you're in that conversation.
Thank you. What are we talking about?
What are we saying? That's concise.
Exactly. And again, this is my thing. I'm like, bro, how can this be hate when you have an offensive guy, all-time great, telling you this? Okay, you have a respected defensive guy, okay, telling you to say these are pro, and then these people are agreeing. These are all NFL at that level, played at the highest level players, saying the same shit that, again, you brothers said before, you know what I'm saying? I don't think none of y'all ever took a snap in the NFL, right? But y'all, the same exact shit y'all said.
I'm a first ballot Hall of Fame on Madden, bro.
Oh, man, okay, respect, brother, respect. But what I'm saying is, listen,
Me too.
Anybody watches the game of football or whatever understands it. Y'all said the same shit. My nigga, you're good in cover two. You're good in zone. All right. But again, if you put your ass in man because you like to gamble so much, you like to try and go for the picks, you get cooked. Unc said it without saying it when he said, hey, if you get 6 but give up 8, you still lost the game. So what are we talking about, bro? And again, I understand, like I said, if you're trying to, this is your push for you to get into the Hall of Fame or whatever. Yeah, bro, we respect it. But hold up, Revis has Revis been out long enough?
Yeah, it should be.
Revis in the Hall of Fame. He got a gold jacket.
Revis got a jacket already?
Yeah, his mom came to the thing and everything. Yeah, he been got his jacket.
I missed that.
Yeah, Revis been got that long? Shit.
I don't remember him getting in. Darrell Revis, well, he needs to be.
He got
he's in.
And
he's
in.
Yeah,
he's in.
I missed that ceremony, but it makes sense.
I'm from
because he's the first ballot.
We feel good about who we are. Sometimes it's not about who we are, but who the effing other person is. And the other person that you're talking about is the mother effing person, right? The reason people want to play that position is because of this man.
Hold up.
Shout out to Pivot Podcast, man.
In life, man, and I'm gonna leave with this. In life, comparison is the greatest thief of joy. But unfortunately, football at the FBS Division I level and at the professional level, it's corporate. It's no longer about fun. It's no longer about it's all about results. And those who played ball, those who've been in corporate America, y'all have a lot. We all have a lot in common, and that's corporate America and professional sports is all one big corporation. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who are incredible athletes that are bench warmers in the NFL. And like what I'm trying to say is that they can sit down and break down X's and O's to you. They have to submit to the fact that they are not Hall of Famers. They're not Pro Bowlers. They're not even starters. But I think the Asante Samuel's lesson is this. Like Clark mentioned, there is no hall of very good, but Asante is he has a conversation for being a Hall of Famer, but at the same time, it's like Deion Sanders is a top 5, top 10 player in NFL history, probably one of the best defensive guys in NFL history, depending on who you're asking. But in this particular conversation, it's a hard pill to swallow because Asante is a very prideful man. He's from one of the best football producing states of all, you know what I mean? But
yeah, but pride but again, that's what I'm saying. It's always prime.
Right. Right. And I'm gonna just end with this. I'm gonna end it with this.
Go ahead.
Unfortunately, man, you have to accept the fact that in that setting, now, like I said before, in that setting, in the professional football, which is the corporate setting, you have to understand the fact that unfortunately, there's gonna be people who are gonna just be a little better than you, man. There's gonna be people you have to acknowledge the fact that they just are, and it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth.
I don't even know why it's a hard pill to swallow, bro.
It's not a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, I don't. Not a hard pill. Listen, like if
well, you talk. Yeah, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say this, bro. Like I said, every sport has is GOATs, its greatest. It's like, what's the term I'm looking for? Consensus, right? Consensus understood. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player, if not the, you know what I'm saying, 1B or whatever, right? Nobody's gonna argue that. It's still to this day, Wayne Gretzky, greatest fucking. I've never watched one game of hockey in my life. I know Wayne Gretzky, even amongst hockey watchers, is the consensus greatest motherfucking hockey player of all time, right? The greatest fucking track runner of all time, Usain Bolt, right?
You better recognize man.
So what I'm saying is, like you said, bro. I think Ryan Clark said, "Don't throw rocks at a tank, nigga. You trying to box with God, my nigga? Stop it, bro." And it's ridiculous because, like you said, it's so many people you gotta talk about before you even jump to the top, my nigga. You trying to motherfucker, final boss? No, my nigga, you got to beat the lieutenants first. Nobody is putting you over the real Revis, bro. No,
no one,
not one. And that's clearly like the person that's standing right in front of the door before you get to fucking Deion. Stop it, bro. Just stop.
Oh yeah, before you get to Deion, yeah.
What make it so bad, like you said, bro? You keep going at it with such, you know what I mean? Like you making yourself look bad, and it's like, bro, everybody gave you props, they gave you respect, But now you're like, nah, nigga, fuck your respect. I want what I want. And it's like, now you being childish. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not manly.
This is my thing about the greatest thing, right? You can't enter the conversation about being the greatest of all time when you weren't the greatest of your era.
Thank you.
That's first and foremost. You weren't the
Not
greatest
even
corner.
second place though. Dub Will, he wasn't even second.
Right. In your era, I can name top 5 corners that were better than you. Okay. In your era when you were on the field with them. That's one. Secondly, you that nigga in your sport. You that dude when you transcend your sport. No, I would bet I used to watch hockey when I was like 8, 9 years old. I ain't watched hockey in 20 some odd years. You can never watch a sport in your life and you know who the greatest in that sport is. That's how you know when you transcend the sport, that's when you're that. Deion Sanders transcends football. So for you to get up here and say that you're better than him at his position. Now, it'd be one thing if Tom Brady said, I'm a greater football player than Deion Sanders. That's a debate. If Lawrence Taylor said, I'm a greater football player than Deion Sanders, that's a
Tom Brady,
debate.
no. Football player, no. Hell
Well,
no.
but saying, but they're the goats at what they
Yeah, I
do.
see what you're saying. The argument could still be made.
That's at least that's an interesting argument, right?
Yeah.
When he played the exact same position as you and he transcends the sport, the person walking down the street knows who Deion Sanders is. They don't know you.
No.
Sports fans know who you are. The housewife knows who Deion Sanders is. They don't know who Asante Samuel is. So what are we discussing? Let's say you sound silly. I mean, I'm sure he was doing this for clout and trying to get his name out there.
Yeah, I got best friends named after Deion.
There you go.
Yeah.
Deion he's pop culture. Tom Brady is pop culture. Wayne Gretzky is pop culture. Usain Bolt is pop culture. Michael Jordan, right? Barry Bonds, people like that. Derek Jeter. Those type of people transcend their sport. If you're not on that level, then you just need to be quiet and bow down and show respect.
Yeah, man, like you said, bro. Hey, man, we're appreciate your greatness like in its proper place,
right,
brother. Again, nobody's trying to say you were. No one ever called you a bum. Nobody ever said this nigga was trash or he wasn't whatever. No, brother, it's just the argument you're making is just don't make sense, dog. Technique is, I promise you, is somebody that even if you're the best T breaker, we know it's people that are way better than you at corner, bro.
Right.
Okay, they don't use the technique. Okay, like you said, like Ryan Clark, I guess gave the best breakdown of that for you to, hey, it's certain things you may do very, very well, but because you're the best at that, my nigga. Hey, Allen Iverson clearly had better handles than Jordan, but what the fuck? Who cares, right?
Right. What are we saying?
Yeah. So what are we talking about here? Okay. That's just a part of it, man. And like I said, I don't know or whatever, but and again, all respect to Asante Samuel. Again, the brother had a great career, possible Hall of Fame career. Eventually, I think he'll get in. 2 rings, and like you said, the seasons he had for that space and that gap, I think he will get in eventually. Now, will it be real close to him being in a casket? Probably, most likely. But he gonna get in there. You feel me? And like you said, man, you kind of you being a little disingenuous, brother. When again, like I said, you played on some of the greatest defensive teams with some of the greatest defensive fucking players of all time, bro. With one of the greatest defensive coaches. So let's not, you know what I mean? Come on. What are you saying?
Yeah, it's silly. Yeah. It's ego run amok. That's all it is.
Yeah. But hey, man, I greatly appreciate you brothers for pulling up on me, man. I'm gonna try to do this at least like once a month or whatever, just sports shit or whatever coming through, man. Appreciate y'all.
Hey.
For sure. Hey man, greatly appreciate y'all pulling up on me. Having a little sports convo. Whoever you are, brother, I'm not gonna highlight your comment, but I'm not gonna block you. Kobe Bryant is the most disrespected GOAT level player of all time. Point blank. Period. I'm sick of you niggas. Okay, y'all don't know nothing about basketball, bro. You do not win 5 championships, all consecutive. All right, 3-peat, then back to back, and come on, bro. Come on, man. No, y'all wilding, dog. Wilding. But hey, That's that on that. I'm gonna catch y'all next one. Holla.